is academics. Today, if a professor walks in that door and another person, let's say a multi-millionaire, walks in the same door, who will you give an attention to first? Who? Professor, correct? Now you understand what I'm talking about. So make sure you are successful in your academics. The only way we will know that you are a graduate financial success, but it is very relative. Where you are, you should always feel very comfortable, because most of the time, greed blurs vision. You can reach a point where you are financially successful, but because of greed, your vision of moving forward in the future becomes blurry. Are we communicating, comrades? Then social success. What is the relationship between you and your friends? When they see you, can you communicate to the people well? How are you relating to the people around you? So all those must be success. So I advise as a comrade, you must be somewhere in all those areas. That is what entails success. Today, however, is not a day to repeat what we already know. Today, I would like to speak to you about a different concept of success. I'll take one direction. A concept that, if followed to the letter, can significantly increase your chances of succeeding in life beyond the degree. It is a concept called mastery. Ladies and gentlemen, after the hard work you put in during your primary and secondary school studies, and the many hours you spent in the library today and many more days to come, I suppose it goes without saying that you appreciate the saying that ukiona vyaelea vimeundwa, ukiona vyaelea ujue vimeundwa. Nothing admirable, nothing good, nothing worthy of praise comes without having been deliberately designed, built, or operated. If you see a beautiful house, just be sure some serious work has gone into it. Today, you stand at the cusp of your career. You will soon graduate with a degree in business management. You may specialize in accounting, or finance, or insurance, or any other degree. Since we as comrades, we always say that a degree is a degree. That is what we will take as the foundation of your career. And the question your theme asks of us is, what will success look like in 10 or 15 years from now? And therefore, what kind of tools must a young Kenyan acquire and build in order to achieve that success? The answer is one word: mastery. 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 Given your academic qualifications in business management, I know that some of you will practice accounting and finance first with existing accounting and audit firms, and later establish your own firms. Some of you will be clerical officers, and finally heads of departments in large multinational corporations. And of course, some of you will be managing directors and chief executive officers, CEOs. Similarly, for those who will go into public service in less than 5 years, can be 2027 or beyond, or more, Most of you will be approaching your 30s and 40s. You will become top government bureaucrats as program and departmental heads. You will be directors. You will be principal secretaries. And you will be cabinet secretaries. These opportunities abound in the national as well as the county governments. And the way I also know that some of you will be members of parliament. Some of you will be governors. Some of you will be probably presidents. And the moment you're in those positions, you will know that leadership position is the only position that elevates you to the highest level of ignorance possible. Therefore, I will tell you that all leaders in Kenya and in the world are ignorant people. Why am I saying so? Because you are an accountant, you are an economist, yet doctors want you to take care of their interest, and you know nothing about medicine. Are you not ignorant? Are you not ignorant? You are a plumber as a leader, yet all teachers, all engineers want you to take care of their interest, and you know nothing about their fields. Are you not ignorant? You are who you are in your field, yet all men and women of God want you to take care of their interest, and you don't know your way to heaven. Are you not ignorant? You are a teacher, a journalist, yet all thieves want you to take care of their interest. Are you not ignorant? Because a leader is a leader of all the thieves. A leader is a leader of all the teachers, all accountants, all economists. A leader is a leader of all the buildings, including rivers and trees. You are a leader of everything. So the moment you are elected, you are elevated to the highest point of ignorance. So therefore, the only bus, leadership bus is the only bus that you drive from the back. With your ignorance, you should be guided. You let the accountants guide you. Let the teachers guide you. Let men and women of God guide you. That is the only way you can succeed as a leader, because you can't know everything. It is a long, brilliant career path that lies ahead of you because of the foundations you are laying today. So if you are in your first and second year, you will still have time to turn around your grades, comrades, and score first-class honors. Roll up your sleeves. It will come in handy someday soon. If you're already in your year 3 or 4 and defending your stay here, ensure your last grades don't look so bad, comrades. Don't cross the finishing line limping. Jump across the mark and enter victory with pomp and jubilation and hope. Make sure, comrades, and remember that if you are number 1 in a class of fools, then you are number 1. You are number 1 what? Fool. But if you are number last in a class of clever people, then you are the last clever. The choice is yours, comrade, and you have to make it. Comrades, from my experience over the last so many years, I know deep in my bones that your success will not come rolling on the wheels of inevitability. Success and career progress are not inevitable. Success is not obvious. Success in the 21st century will require structured effort, a clear resolve, and a strong determination to shape not just your future, but to also offer the vision, skills, and the leadership that your family, your community, and your country needs to solve problems of unemployment, problems of corruption, and poor governance. In business school, I expect you to have learned from your micro and macro economic theory classes that the Kenyan GDP has grown at an average of only 5% in the last 15 years. This is way below the growth aspirations under Vision 2030. Vision 2030, Kenya's transformative blueprint, aspired that in order to turn around our country into a globally competitive and prosperous country with a high quality of life for all by 2030, we needed to achieve a 10% GDP growth rate by 2012. That was the vision. Now, whether in private practice or in the private sector or in public service, just what skills will it require to succeed in the 21st century beyond the degree you will be acquiring from your university? What skills will you require, comrades? Number one, success in the 21st century will require that you identify your passion. Success does not want people who you are pursuing. Do you feel it in your bones? Do you dream about it? Do you see your career as an instrument of change for you, for your family, and your country? You better figure it out early enough, comrades. You require passion in your career to face the challenges of competition, to give your best, to resist temptation for shortcuts, and keep your eyes on the horizon and keep your feet moving forward until your dream comes true. I chose public service through elective politics because it is my passion. I love working with ordinary people to resolve problems at community and national levels. For me, it is not a job. It is a calling and an instrument for change and progress. What is your passion? You must answer that question if you want to succeed big in the 21st century. And there's a joke that goes that if you love your work, you will not even have to work for a day. Number two, comrades, the degree you acquire here will not be enough. Success will require that you dip yourself in the knowledge of your field of expertise. If you are passionate about accounting, I expect you to finish your CPA exams and don't just be a member of ICPAK or ICPAC. Be a fellow. Be an FCPA, not just a CPA. Similarly, immediately after you get your first job, success in the 21st century demands that you go back to school and get your master's degree and probably a PhD in your relevant area. Write a dissertation and be a doctor of the philosophy of the area that you want to be successful in. As Babu, I did not sit back after getting my first class honors in actuarial science. I went ahead and got master's degrees because I wanted to understand my fields. Actuarial science gave me the lenses to see the world from a risk management perspective, as well as economics and monetary dynamics of the value and flow of money, both for me and the world around me. And when I realized arithmetic alone was not enough to help me understand government, I signed up for law school and learned the theory and philosophical origins and foundation of political order, power, and government, and the practical functionalities of statecraft. I didn't stop there. I got admitted as an advocate of the High Court of Kenya to enhance my knowledge, skills, and capacity to defend the less fortunate, the weak, and the forgotten in the society. Those whose rights get violated every day. My work is to try to fix that challenge. Comrades, you require deep, wide, and extensive knowledge in your chosen path. Be a solution provider to the problems of society because you understand your stuff well. I keep climbing from one level of knowledge to another in order to offer solutions to the problems facing the Kenyan people, especially you, the youth of our country. Number 3, most of you are in your early 20s, comrades. Once you secure a decent job, you must create jobs. You must start and run something. You must generate knowledge, wealth, and jobs for the next generation. Finally, comrades, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I want to acknowledge that we surely live in turbulent times. The economy is not friendly to the young people. The cost of living is threatening to bulge through the roof. Global events are making it hard for you to get opportunity beyond our borders. Your environment is all VUCA, V-U-C-A. It's all volatile, it's all uncertain, it's all challenging, and it's all ambiguous. I acknowledge this. Yet, be reminded that each generation has always faced their fair share of the burdens of humankind, but at each time, they always rose up to greatness and solved the problems of their times. The young Kenyans who confronted the British Empire and fought for our independence were not as educated and equipped with technology as you are. The young Turks who confronted single-party dictatorship and fought for our multi-party democracy might have been educated, but they can't match your level of tech savviness. And fell a draconian finance bill in 2024. And now onto the Nikokadi movement that holds the promise to send home a reckless and a corrupt regime. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenges you face may be many, difficult and real. But remember, earlier generations faced similar or worse challenges with less tech and knowledge and capacity. They didn't even have phones, and yet they emerged victorious. Your own success will not come rolling on the wheels of inevitability. The degree you will acquire here alone is not enough in a world of artificial intelligence and robotics and machine learning and autonomous equipment. You will be competing with experts from all over the world for jobs that are now going online and national, even here in our country, Kenya. So, comrades, let us be honest. You will have to put in the required amount of hard work for you to succeed, diligence and sacrifice. Mine has not come riding on the wheels of TB, Mtialala, and Ria alone. I have paid the price for the front seat you see me occupy in public functions. I have put in the time, the effort, and I still continue to do so. But one thing is clear, ladies and gentlemen. If you put in the required effort, remain hopeful and patient. Volatile world, develop clear vision with long-term objectives and purpose. For the uncertainty around your world, reach for deep understanding of the issues that matter, especially in your career path, the tech issues, leadership issues, and practical problem-solving skills. For the complexity that surrounds you, seek clarity by using your deep knowledge and experience to break down your dream into short-term, medium-term, and long-term achievable tasks. And for the ambiguity that clutters your thoughts and action, develop agility that fosters rapid but flexible solutions to the problems of the only planet we have. Enter into all actions boldly. As Nelson Mandela told us, it always looks impossible until it is done. Comrades, ladies and gentlemen, we have been adequately reminded that it is only young people that can bring down the towers of oppression and raise the banners of freedom. The whole country's hope lies in you. Get your degree, keep up the march on the path to mastery, and go conquer. Go conquer the world. The world belongs to passionate, knowledgeable, experienced, and conquerors, burning with the desire na Mungu awabariki.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for taking your time to come here. And I would like to invite his personal assistant, Miss Perry Sungoi. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a round of loud applause? Again, please.
Jolly, jolly. Thank you so much. Our chief guest, Honorable Babu, administration, and all comrades, good morning. Habari zenu? Mko salama? You know, I know comrades. Comrade is power. Comrade power. Good. My name is Paris. In order of protocol, I am not supposed to speak after my boss, but I just want to make very few remarks. I said that my name is Paris Wangui. working with to Maseno. Our candidate, Babu Owino, God has given him. And this purpose is to go and defend the seat of Nairobi. And we are not defending this seat because God has already given us. And therefore, I'm here just to introduce part of the team that we work with in Nairobi. We have Pastor Otas Collins. Kindly stand up. A clap for him. We have Elijah in the house. Elijah, are you there? Maybe he has, yes, clap for him. We also have Vincent Tanaka. Is he there? We work with him together with the comrades. Comrades, as you have been told, in the education system is channeling so much output, more than what the economy currently can take in the white-collar jobs. And that is why this program of mentorship is very important, because we need people. We cannot all fit in the white-collar jobs, isn't it? We cannot all fit in the leadership in politics. Isn't it true? We also cannot fit in other jobs that are there. But we can all fit in entrepreneurship. We can fit in creation of wealth and job opportunities. And that is why I want to tell you that you have invited the best to come and talk to you, because his own life history is the testament that God can lift you from humble beginning to take you to the apex of your life. And I want to promise you that because we work with him, we will work with you people, with your leadership, to have more of this. We are the people who organize to ensure that he does not fail and come and deliver the powerful speech that he has delivered. And I want to promise you that God giving us life, we will have more of this. So, nataka kuuliza tu kwa kifupi, because as I said, I do not want to talk a lot. Tuko kadi? Tuko kadi? Wacha tukue serious. Tuko kadi? Do you believe that Babu Owino has what it takes to take the leadership of Nairobi County? If you believe with me, lift your hand. So I want to appeal to all of you to support us in delivering this huge mandate, because I believe that God has a purpose to do for this country using our chief guest, and he will use you to put him in that position. God bless you so much. We love you and we'll continue working with you.
For speaking, and also thank you to Ms. Paris for that insightful moment. So for this time, I would like to invite the Secretary General for the Financing and Accounting Club to gift His Excellency Babu Owino. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Can you be louder? Thank you.
Good afternoon. Naona kila mtu amefurahi na ako kadi. Mko salama. So once again, I'll invite the chief guest, which is also the chief comrade, Honorable Babu Owino, to the stage. I'll also invite my team that we work together with, the Accounting and Finance Club executives. You can also come by. The executives. So the people who you are seeing are joining us on the stage are the people who have worked hard so that we can have this successful event today. So I'll request they take one photo with the Mheshimiwa. Sijui tutajipanga aje. Text was up here, haezi hata great tick. After 30 minutes, asha reply. So, he's a good leader. See, you need qualities of a good leader. Yeah, because he has the opportunity to interact with the people he is representing. And also, Mheshimiwa, I want to thank you. Nimeona uliitisha wenye wamekuwa expelled from the university. Mheshimiwa is really doing a good work. Kama admin na kusumbua, you just DM him na munale tu pale kotini anaenda kuongea kizungu mingi, and after that unarudi shule, una continue na education yako. So Mheshimiwa, you are really doing a good job, and as they promised wako kadi, I hope wako kadi na wenye bado hawajachukua kura wachukue kura. 2027 we are doing something great for the people of Nairobi. We will not mess up again for the people of Nairobi. So Muksa, also you can join us for one photo.
Every man do a
gift. This one you will use to remember the AFC. We will also have to remember this day that we hosted one of our best, and we are really praying for you that come 2027, everything will be okay. Comrades power. Comrades power. Comrades Babu. Babu kwa sababu. Bila Babu,
had spoken, so I don't need to speak again. But the only wisdom I'll tell you is that I'll be your governor in 2027. Sawa sawa. And then 2032, tunaendea the top seat. Sawa sawa. So if you don't like it, start preparing yourself. Wame Kenya.
The next stage is an award-winning international public speaker, an author, and also a speech trainer. But he will be introduced and welcomed by our chairperson, Vivian Adhiambo. A round of applause for her as she comes on stage.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon again. Since morning I've been asking people, I've been telling you to tell your neighbor, are you expectant? And a lot of people didn't get what I was saying. Ask your neighbor, are you expectant? And I said, I don't believe you get in spaces when you don't have a reason. You have to have a reason as to why you are in a place, right? So today, last year, January, I don't know, it was 28th, but it was end of 2025. I joined iSpeak Academy, and I joined the classes. That's why I'm able to speak here boldly today, standing here. So there is somebody who trained me, and that person is called Benihin Walubengo. And he's not just a trainer, he's not just a mentor, he's not just a speaker. He's one who takes care of the people he guides, he mentors. So I sent him an invitation to come here, and he said yes. And that is why we have him here today. So help me welcome Mr. Benihin Walubengo.
First of all, allow me to acknowledge Babu, a great leader. I know he'll be rushing out to go and see someone. He's an amazing guy, my friend, and he's a good man. I remember the first time we met, we talked for 3 hours, and I told him, meeting ya mwanasiasa, I taking him more than 20 minutes. But for him, when we met, there was such a beautiful conversation. He's very human and very kind. So I know at some point he'll be stepping out. When he steps out, we'll excuse him. Sikiburi, he's just busy. Sindio? And I know he will catch up with the speech. Let's appreciate him as he exits. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Lovely. Are you okay? Mkofiti? I want to be so practical because I want us to have a conversation with you on beyond the degree. Sindio? Because at the end of the day, utakam to realize there are things that make you relevant as a young person. They are very small, but they are very powerful. And if you're able to understand them, those you understand early enough, there are things that can really change your life. Now, I know that Babu has brought in a perspective that is more on the academic. He has brought in more statistics, data, and all that, and that's powerful. I want to be very practical. So for me, I'll not be on the data. Ndakuwa very practical. Now, I hope that you understand the conversation and we'll be able to apply it quickly. So as I'm speaking to you, I'll contextualize it. I'm speaking as one of you. So I'm not talking like an academic professor or a person who's been in the government or corporate. No, I'm talking like a young person. So basically, I'll be sharing with you what has helped me navigate different spaces, to build different relationships. And I had to know what it takes for me to become that person and actually count the cost ya kukuwa huyo mse. And that's what I want to break down. Once tutakuwa able to understand the conversation, it will make us not only relevant, but it will make us actually position ourselves accurately. 2027 is coming, and this is what I'll tell you. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes, the words of a poor man are never taken seriously. For us to negotiate, even with political leaders, we'll need to be properly wealthy. We'll need to have influence. There's a level of influence if you have, they reach out to you. I did not reach out to Babu Owino. He saw one of my videos on TikTok and called. So I will learn to teach you, how do you get to a place where you're not the one who is looking for opportunities, opportunities are looking for you. Am I making sense? How do you get to a place where you're not running after leaders, they are running after you? You're not sending people messages and they're not giving you an appointment. How do you get to a place where an appointment can be given so quickly? You become a magnet, you become a highly valuable person. How do you get to a place of influence? Those things are very practical. As I'm speaking to you currently, I'm one of the leading voices across Africa amongst young people, commanding influence on social media, more than 1 million followers, training currently 3 African presidents, training different leaders, giving them strategy. One of them has just left. I work for him, give him also different ideas on how he can get to young people, some in this country, some outside this country. And I would like just to share with you which are the 5 things that can help you position yourself accurately. My speech will be very short, for like 20 minutes, and then I'll be done, because I know you guys are tired. You have flights that you need to take, you have checks you need to sign. I'll not keep you waiting. Sindio? Which are the 5 skills? I'll calm down so that we have a conversation. Nikisimama hapa juu na feel ka pastor, so ndaanza ku preach na to have a conversation. There are 5 skills which are very important. Number 1, negotiation skills. Number 2, communication. Number 3, human psychology. Number 4, human profiling. And number 5, wealth creation. Hizo skills 5. They'll make you relevant beyond the degree. So I'll stay to that theme. Nanda focus na hizo vitu 5. 1, communication. 2, negotiation. 3, human psychology. 4, human profiling. And number 5, wealth creation. Hapo wealth creation, they break EV. The ability to sell, to persuade people, to sell something tangible, and you are able to make money from it. Hizo ndo vitu 5 nda focus on. Ndaanza na communication skills. Unaweza kuwa mnoma but you fail to express yourself. Na communication iko na vitu 2. 1, kuna storytelling. Your ability to tell your personal story, to catch people's attention. Number 2, kuna stage presence. So kwa communication skills there are 2, stage presence, and then number 2, storytelling. If I give you a microphone, nikichukua tu mse randomly hapa nimpe microphone, nimwambie introduce yourself. How you will introduce yourself, ita determine kama watu watakusikiza na watakutake seriously, especially in the first 30 seconds. How you introduce yourself, the speed of your words, hizo vitu zote zitamata. When you meet most great people, they're able to pick up your energy quickly, because communication is not just about words, ni about energy. Energy na maanisha tone, na maanisha speed yako ya words, venye unajipace, how you're able to maintain eye contact. There is a force that you're able to give. So storytelling becomes very crucial. Now storytelling is the ability to tell both your personal story but also the story of your vision. Many people hawaja master hiyo kitu bado. If you're able to master that, storytelling what we practice at Ikwadaro solo. Storytelling ones and have to basic kama kuongelesha mamanzi. How are you able to talk to a girl? Just if you're able to talk to a girl as a man, it will help you. As a woman, if you're able to express yourself before the opposite gender, men, now you express accurately through small talk, kuko a powerful storyteller. So storytelling si scripted, atuende chat GPT ulize maze nipatie prompt z. Lazima ukuwe na ability ya kujiexpress naturally, in a way yenye inaweza shika attention ya wase, in a way yenye inaweza fanya mtu asikusahau. You ask yourself, venye tuko kwa hii room, what can make someone not forget you? Wewe tumekaa tu hapa hivi, what can make someone not forget you? Because people forget quickly, people forget easily. And the power to make a first impression, ndio ita determine how seriously people will take you. Especially, now I'm talking to you as people who are going to meet great people. You'll find yourself in either political spaces or corporate spaces. It's very easy to be forgotten, because sometimes you may not have the force ya ku make a powerful first impression. Na hiyo yote inaanza na true story ya high school. Kwa funky, ni ilikuwa inafanya mtu akumbuke. If you're not able to practice these things in high school and in campus, itakuwa hard sana kuziapply huko nje. That's why ukiwa kampo unahitaji balance. Ofai tu kuwa na mabeshte wa CU solo ama watu wenye ni student leaders. Unafaa kuwa na mtu pia mwenye kiplani ako very different from you, na time yako kuna venye inafaa kuwe balanced. Juu storytelling skills hautazilearn ukiwa in serious spaces. Utazilearn through kuwatch ma movie, utazilearn through kucheza PS, vitu tu simple, na zitakuequip so that you are able to articulate as fast as you can. Listen, the faster you're able to communicate an idea, the more powerful you become. Jordan Peterson huwa anasema a human being who can write and speak coherently is the most powerful human being in this world. A human being who can write and speak coherently is the most powerful human being in this world. If you can be able to communicate your words as fast as possible, express your value as fast as possible, you are a very powerful human being. Right now, if I ask you randomly, tell me 3 forms of value that you have. Not integrity. Hizo vitu haziwaka. I want to be very practical. Tuachane hizo vitu za sijui obedience, respect, integrity. Integrity is good, but I want us to be practical. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Yes, because the world we are going in is murky. It's an intense world. Sijui kama unani understand. There is a reason even in the political world of this country. There are people who are good, but they might not be presidents. Because the Kenyan electorate, aiangalii tu mtu mwenye ni president solo, mwenye ni akona good virtues. It looks at your intensity of personality, your ability to express yourself. That's why you'll realize we might have good candidates, like our former Chief Justice, brilliant guy. But the fact that maybe in one or the other there's a lack personality, to some degree, there are masses that may not listen to him. So I'm not talking about integrity. Value ni kitu simple. For example, do you look good? Unani understand? Do you walk faster? Are you able to maintain eye contact? Na msea feel nikao namsikiza. Are you funny? There are small things that we don't insist in university and they catch up with us later. I remember the first job I got, I was 18 at Centum. I was given the opportunity by the late Dr. Chris Kirubi. The guy is a billionaire. In the first 10 minutes, we're in a room about 10 young people, and the guy asks us, why should I give you the opportunity? Just a simple question. And people began answering that question in a complex way. I want to change people. I want to change my mother. For me, it was just very simple. I need access to you to learn your mindset, your patterns of thinking, and the only way I can get access is by being in the system. I was the only one who was picked actually for that opportunity. Later on, I asked, why did you pick me? He said, because you explained yourself in a very simple way. It was very straightforward and you knew what you wanted. The most powerful thing in this world is to know what you want and what you don't want. Are you understanding? If you don't know what you want, at least know what you don't want. And it starts with basic things. If you have to go in a restaurant and read a menu to know what you'll eat, there's a gap. You must know what you want to eat before you even get into that restaurant. This will help you to be swift in communication, to be a fast thinker, because when you get in interview rooms, yes, people have CVs. I'm an employer. I've employed 16 people. I run a school for communication. I don't go through CVs a lot of times in terms of interviews, because people can be fake. People can present a personality that is not original. I'll just ask you a random question. I'll ask you a question like, what's your biggest weakness as a person? If you're not able to answer that question clearly, it means you lack authenticity. It means it will affect you at work. I'll ask you a simple question about current affairs. I'll write for you 9 topics. I'll write for you something about geopolitics, minerals, perfumes, something about aviation. I'll tell you, choose any topic among these 9. Talk about one of these topics for 5 minutes. If you don't have that ability, it means you're not a fast thinker. You can't think on your feet. You're not a creative thinker. That's what the world is looking for. The world is tired of people who come out superficially, that you're not able to communicate accurately. And this thing starts in interpersonal relationships. History ya kutext tu madem, shalom, shalom, otherwise, mambo, hi, umekula. There is a way in which it affects you. Juu kama wezi communicate na manzi mwenye mko naye daru, uni demu na monanga daily, amesota kaa wewe, na wezi express yourself powerfully, how will you talk to a top CEO? Sijui kama mnanipata. Mnani understand? There is an ability you must have as a person to communicate powerfully. Every day nilikuwa nenda archives, nagotea tu wase 50. Mambo uko fiti, wanani blue tick, wengine wanijibu, but I just greet them continuously. I knew what I'm achieving, so it's not about them, it's about me. So I was able to build something called natural confidence, because confidence is in 4 levels. There is external confidence, internal confidence, intrinsic confidence, and expressive confidence. Na unahitaji hizo zote. External confidence ni tunakaa fiti. Umepiga tizi, suti yako ni noma, you smell powerfully, you know that you look good, sharp haircut. Haujapigwa cut inakaa ni kama umenyoa nini haircut ya 40. Umenyoa vifiti as a person. Kawe ni dem, external confidence. Umepiga lip gloss, haujapaka mdomo kaa futi, mkono yako inakaa fiti, vitu tu ndogo ndogo. That's external confidence. Ya pili inaitwa internal confidence. Listen keenly. Ni kitu very powerful. So external confidence, hiyo tunaenda kwa story ya dressing, fitness, your ability to walk quickly. There is a way you can walk in a room and people feel your power. Those are called unspoken rules. They are called unspoken rules. There is a way you can stand. Uliona Babu akisimama hapo, simama hivi. It's a subconscious thing, but it communicates power. There's a way you're supposed to stand when you're taking a picture. There's a way you're supposed to walk. There's a way you're supposed to greet people. There's a way you maintain contact. They are small things, but they matter. It's part of the external confidence. One of the things I tell young people, invest in your looks. Your looks are very important. Your looks are very important. Why? Because before people hear you, they first see you. So if you're able to invest in your looks, intentional haircut, you smell powerfully. If you're a man, your shoes, your suit, your scent. If you're a woman, your bag. Historia kubeba tuma notebook unakaa soja, umbeba vitu kwa mkono. We must now start practicing femininity, intentionality in terms of femininity. Umekaa meeting kama hii, hauna pen imeisha ink, unaomba morio. There's a way you're not prepared for moments. External confidence. The second one is internal. Internal is a type of confidence that you can't fake. No amount of money can buy. It's inculcated from childhood. Were you affirmed? Did you grow up with your dad and your mom? When you're in primary, were you able to stand before people? Did people listen to you? It's the small things. It contributes into internal confidence. Are you secure from within? You ask yourself, why do people always fear in events to sit at the front seat? It's so subconscious. Because they lack internal confidence. You can't fake it. You can have a degree but lack internal confidence. So that means you'll miss out on opportunities. And in the marketplace, they don't reward people who are competent entirely. They reward people who are able to express themselves as if they are competent. You've ever seen someone who you're seated in class, they don't know the answer to a question, but they have the confidence to answer the question. You have the answer, so you tell them. Then they lift up quickly. And because they have the composure, no one will believe that they did not know the answer. So internal confidence will place you in rooms, not because you're extremely qualified per se, but just because to some degree you express yourself a certain way. You express yourself a certain way. I'll give you an example. Even in terms of the Kenyan politics. Oscar Sudi. He may not be the best example in terms of a person who is a top thinker, thought leader, nini. But kuna kitu wako nayo yenye huwezi muignore. Karen Nyamu. You understand? And they know that they have that thing. So you might be qualified than them, but you have never posted on social media. You've never even taken a picture of yourself. You don't celebrate your birthday. You don't have friends. No one likes you. On your status, you just post Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3 every day. So still that's a gap in terms of internal confidence. There is a way your internal confidence needs to be. The third one is intrinsic confidence. Intrinsic confidence is knowing what people don't know. Or knowing what people know but being able to express it a certain way. This one comes by watching documentaries, listening to podcasts and watching a lot of movies and studying people. You must study people. You must observe people. Intrinsic confidence is your ability to hold a conversation for long and still have the attention of people. Intrinsic confidence, knowing and how to play with words. Your imagination is very high. You're able to paint pictures even through words. Your intrinsic confidence is something that you must work on. So you might have external confidence, have internal, but lack intrinsic because you don't read. So you're not as smart as such. So you find that as a man, you're huge, umevaa suti noma, but you can't express yourself in an interesting way. Umekaa date, Java, unashinda tu umesema mvua imenyesha. What's your favorite color? Haunanga story yote. Because you don't have wide topics to talk about. Why? Because you're always in the same environment. Daro, hostel. Daro, hostel. Daro, hostel. So unanga story. Haunanga story, you don't have many experiences in your life. And so how will it affect you now when you move out of campus? You will not be positioned accurately because you'll not know how to hold small talk. Before the big talk, there will always be the small talk. In the rules of networking, I've told you that the first time I met Babu, we talked for 3 hours. The meeting was to be 30 minutes, but we ended up talking for 3 hours. And just because of the small talk, a bond was built very quickly. And he even told me, normally I can't take 3 hours in a meeting. This is what I tell people. The longer the conversation, the longer the conversion. Your ability to make sure that you're able to strike a conversation. You understand many things. They say know something about everything and everything about something. You know something about geopolitics. You know something about minerals. You know something about, different things, small topics. But you are wide. It will help you to be a balanced communicator, to build proper influence through intrinsic confidence. Then the fourth one is expressive. Expressive confidence is things, having things, the good things of life. For example, the kind of phone that you have will matter. The kind of phone that you have will matter. Do you have a watch? Those small things will matter. Whether it's working or not, no one will bother. But first have a watch. There are small things. Because expressive confidence now, we are looking at the things that, they are called tangible things of life. They matter. They matter a lot. They matter a lot. Your ability to be packaged a certain way. There's something called conversation amplifiers. Conversation starters are the things that make people want to talk to you, to start a conversation with you. Conversation amplifiers are the things that make people want to relate with you and reward you immediately. For example, you can meet a leader. They give you their number, but they'll not pick up your calls. Or they might not give you the meeting immediately. But what do you have in you that can make someone say, I want to meet you immediately, and I'm going to reward you, and we are going to build a relationship? You must have things that to some degree can make them see that you've worked on yourself in a way. That's why there are things you need to invest in ukiwa campus. Like now, story ya suti. Unafaa ukwe very intentional kawe ni boy. Story ya phone unatumia, lapi unatumia. They are called conversation amplifiers. There is also expressive confidence. You build them. Don't look like a comrade. That's what I like telling people. When people look at me, it's very hard for them to know my age unless I tell them. I don't look like I'm in my 20s. Unless nikusho. Even when I go to class, sometimes the lecturer will be like, welcome sir. And I'll tell them I'm a student. Until there are things now I had to learn. I could not now do physical classes. Because now I go to class, the lecturer follows me on TikTok. So, adi anacha kufunza. Atashinda amenitumia ka example. So it gets uncomfortable. But I told myself in first year, because in first year that's when I released my first book. I just told myself, I'll work on myself so much that wherever I speak in this world, no one will ever think about my age. No one will ask any questions because I've built the confidence that it deserves. Bruce Lee said, I don't fear man who has practiced one kick. I don't fear man who has practiced 10,000 kicks, but I fear man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. No one cares about those biases of tribe, biases of age. You just work on yourself. Be so competent. No one cares about my age. Because there are things I got an understanding about, and I began to invest in those things. I began to invest in the quality of content we do. I stopped recording videos. When I was in first year, I would just take a phone and record a video on a wall, then a post. But I got to a place I began to understand there are things that will come to you and they'll not care about your age. Because wisdom is not about age necessarily. Because even fools grow old. So I came to realize that wisdom comes from a place of understanding. And once I understood that I am different from every other person, I stopped operating like a normal campus student in terms of kuishi life ya routine, kuamka, kwenda daro, umerudi udozi. No, you must be intentional. So there are things I began practicing in first year. Naenda Windsor, golf club, na kauko hivyo, na learn story ya golf, na learn story ya chess, na watch my movies intentionally, naishia Java, na kunywa tu sparkling water, na arudi home. There is a way in which it began to tune my mind that I'm not just like other students. Wasa wamekaa chuo, wamekula tu food hostel, kuna venye wataiona life accurately. So I began to relate with certain people. I remember now in first year there's a guy, just because I was wearing suits, when I went to the first day in school, I became Mr. Orientation because of suits, because I had this pocket square and I had an accessory, a suiting. Now there was a guy in first year who the dad was a regional commissioner at the time in a certain region. The guys were crazily wealthy. So the guy was in a suit worth 60,000 from Italy. So he knew he will win. So he was shocked that your accessory ulibai Ngara. So he came to me and asked me, where do you get your accessories? So I took him to Ngara to buy these accessories. So from that time we became friends. So that guy, he had a Mercedes, na tuko first year. So kila mtu ameshtuka, hakuna mse anamuongelesha daro. But now because of suit accessories, ananiambia nimpeleke Ngara, aniuliza hii suit accessory ni ndo ngapi? Namwambia hii suit accessory ni 2000. So hii suit accessory ni 350. So ananipiga 2k, naishia na buy suit accessory namletea. So I began a business of suit accessories and ties. Through that we were able to build friendship. So he took me to meet the dad. The dad liked me. So the dad began teaching me, when you meet government officials, this is how you greet them, this is how you talk. I began to understand how corridors of power work. So even in class, I could make friends with everyone, but ule mtu mwenye watu wanaogopa, ndo na make friends na yeye. Ule manzi mwenye watu wataki kuongelesha, sijui ati anakaa fiti, akona maringo, huo sasa ndo nakaa na yeye. So what it did, it amplified my confidence. Ule mtu mwenye ati akona do, sasa watu wanamuona a certain way, wanajifanya around yeye, wanacheka jokes zenye si funny, mimi nakaa na yeye na relate na authentically. What it did is that it began bringing me closer to certain people, and I began to understand how these people think, how they perceive life, and then through that I now began building intentionally. So what would happen to Kodaro, asubuhi mimi nilikuwa media interview, nimetoka KTN, nimerudi class, nimetoka jioni tena niko na interview nyingine Citizen. I began to live a life that's not the normal, it's not like the normal campus student life. Sijui kama make sense. Unani understand? There is a way a normal campus student anaishi. But I began, nilijitoa kampo before nitoke kampo. Unani understand? So I began to relate with people who are outside, to challenge myself intentionally. Communication skills. Let me go to the second one, negotiation skills. Negotiation skills is your ability to argue out your case, argue out your value. Argue out your case and argue out your value. But you can never argue value if you've not built a track record. What's a track record? A track record are the things that show, for example, Vivian by default, amehost event, si amepigwa picha na Mzito akiwa hapo juu. Kuna kitu inamfanyia, this is a track record. When she goes into the corporate world or when she wants to meet anyone, she just say, I'm an event organizer. I did an event in school that attracted a crowd of 300 people, and I was able to invite some top speakers and they came. That's part of a track record. In campus, you start building a track record. So at 19, I did my first event, 1,000 young people. It really opened a lot of doors. That was part of my portfolio and my track record. I documented it. So the other thing I'll tell you, learn to document your impact. Learn to document your impact. Take pictures a lot. Document them. Your Instagram is like your CV. Let me repeat. Your Instagram is like your CV. Babu saw me on TikTok. Alitumiwa video. I had analyzed his political interview. That's my CV. Through my TikTok, many people have reached out. In the next 3 weeks, I came with my friends. One is called Susie. She'll be saying hi later from UK. And Jen is also here. They're also part of I Speak Academy, doing amazing things. Susie met me through TikTok. And now it has opened for me many doors. In the next 3 weeks, I'll be speaking in UK, Sweden, and I'll also be speaking in Germany because someone saw me on TikTok. Are you understanding? Different countries, like Europe has just opened up. This year alone, I'm doing 12 countries speaking. Just because I took social media seriously. I knew that TikTok is my CV. So you document your impact and document it in high quality. So you can understand. Go take a picture, professional picture. Be intentional. Take yourself seriously. Just because you're young doesn't mean that people will take you as a young person. Take yourself, listen. When you take yourself seriously, you'll take other people seriously. When you take other people seriously, by default, you'll be taken seriously. Let me repeat. Take yourself seriously, then you'll take other people seriously. By default, you'll be taken seriously. Let me repeat again. You take yourself seriously first. Then, by default, you'll take other people seriously. Then, in extension, you'll be taken seriously. The first time I ever saw 500,000, I was 20. I had been invited by the daughter of the president, Charlene Ruto, to do a presentation in UBA Bank. I spoke for 40 minutes. From childhood, my mom had always trained me to speak without reading. That I just watch something and analyze it. So sikujua itanisaidia, na alikuwa ananichapa maze. Kila madaraka day, my mom tells me ati ni analyze what have I learned. So niko hapo watu hiyo wanacheza police and robber huko nje. Mimi niko hapa ati na analyze madaraka day. Watu hiyo na kama wanachungulia kwa dirisha wananicheka. Babangu ni karao. Amekuja amenipea English aid. Ananiambia nisome mbele yake for 1 hour. Little did I know that hiyo kitu inani sharpen pronunciation skills na analytical thinking. So niko hapo UBA Bank na chapa presentation. Nikaichapa for 40 minutes. By the time nimembada, tukitoka nje, Charlene told me stay baki nyuma. So tuko na mabishti zangu akamwambia wanaweza ishia. Can I show 3 things? 1, you spoke really well. I would want to understand ni aje memory yako iko hivi that umebonga na hujasoma place yote. I would want to understand. Number 2, you guys are doing an event this weekend, right? Sawa, I would like to support it. Akanipiga $500,000. Alipiga $4,000. Sikuwa najua dio ni dongapi. Nimeenda kwa forex nikaconvert hiyo do naona 537,000. Boss, nikajua hapa leo naweza dinyongo. Because sikuwa ni my handle doka hiyo. But listen, the fact that at 22 mtu alinipiga half a mic juu ya kuongea, it made me take myself seriously. Nikajua hadi mimi sijui power hii kitu niko nayo. Then at 21, someone gave me a car on TikTok. A fan on TikTok. Alipiga Subaru. Then the second car came in Rongai. We were serving a client. Akanipiga pia gift. So nikakam kurealize, when you take seriously, the world itakutake seriously. So I began to take this thing seriously. I got a social media manager, got a photographer, nikaacha kuidu kama hobby. Nikaidu sasa ka job. Then I built an industry from it. Got an office, began to package myself professionally, began attracting the right clientele, got the emails accurately, began writing proposals, began to position myself, began speaking a certain language. I had to sharpen the axe. The moment nilidu hivyo, now it became a school. So the school now is so big, now we are open in other branches, in other cities. Because I just took this thing seriously. Just took it seriously. And I learned negotiation. I learned how to argue out my value. How did I do that? Nilichukua paper plane, nikaandika how many things am I good at? Who is Benny? Nina ni make different. Nikaandika 1, niko na sauti kubwa. Hadi si vitu kubwa. 2, I am tall. No one can know my age because I'm huge. It gives me advantage. Number 3, my voice is authoritative. I speak with power. Number 4, I have a sharp memory. Niliandika vitu 16 zenye niko nazo. Nikaziangalia hizo zote. Then I ask myself, how will I channel all these 16 things to my advantage? So you go take a plain paper today. Kaa solo. Uandike na unamba hizo vitu. See, kuna kwa na ile ngoma inasemanga count your blessings, name them one by one. Do that practically. Go sit down with yourself. Write. If you're a girl and you know you are pretty, write that down. There are some of you who will be taken in spaces just because you look good, even not because you're so intelligent. It's just practical. Sijui kama mnaniget. Yeah. So that's your advantage. There are some of you it's because you talk slowly. Na unakaa mpole. Watu watakutrust. Watoto wanakimbilianga. Learn to take compliments seriously. I have a book where I write compliments. When people compliment me, I write it down. When people criticize me, I also write it. I have a book for compliments and criticism. For criticism, I use it to my advantage. Whatever you criticize me at, I want to be good at that. Whatever you compliment me, I build an industry from that. So if you say, you have a brilliant smile, I'll capitalize on that. I'll smile forever. So you come and you understand. Yeah, take compliments seriously. I want you to repeat this. Say, I will take compliments seriously. Yeah, just say compliments seriously. If someone tells me, you look good, I like asking them, what is that you're saying good? When they tell me, I write it down. So I've realized there are compliments that is consistent. So zenye ziko consistent, I sieve them. I realize is consistent. For example, people have said, whenever I am speaking, every person in the room feels like I'm addressing them at a personal level. Like naweza kuwa naongelesha watu tao, but kila mtu ana feel, hii sasa ni yangu, hii ni yangu. So as I'm speaking, I'm able to, there's a reason why nashukanga chini, I even sit. I'm one of the few speakers who can comfortably sit. Neza dikaa chini. Why? Because I've now known even what works with my audience. How do people want to feel? And I've known my identity. I've known how my message can be driven. I know how communication is done. So you come and you understand. I have studied myself. I collect feedback. When I'm done speaking here, I'll ask my team, how did I speak? How long did I speak? How did I position my words? Nilikaa kwa point gani sana? Ni point gani unafeel hawa wali understand? Ni nini li make sense? Again, I go study myself. I listen to myself again. When I listen to myself, I'm able to process. Nione hii point ilifanya add story. Hii point ilifanya add example. Learn to analyze yourself. Learn to spend time with yourself. Birthday yako wasa kupost umeandika ma caption, screenshot them. After birthday na keki na nini, go through them one by one, which is the consistent compliment. Negotiation skills. It will build your case for negotiation. You'll know your value. Number 3. So one I said communication. Number 2 I said negotiation skills. Can I go to the third one? Human psychology. Human psychology is knowing how human beings think. How human beings think. How human beings behave. And why they behave the way they behave. What informs behavior. So hapo hivyo utastudy wase kama you'll study books like 48 Laws of Power. Human nature. You study different things. Na si books peke. Learn to observe people. For example, I knew Babu akimaliza kuongea kuna watu watatoka. Sijui kama unaniget. Sasa si ati nimeshtuka na najua hao ni watu wa siasa. So they wanted to talk to him, wapige na story. Kuna mtu hiyo picha kwake ana value. So nilijua mtabaki kwa hii hall kuna watu kama 30 watatoka, ndabaki na wase kadhaa. Watu ndabaki nao, nafaa niwaongeleshe so powerfully. Yes? Mpaka hakuna mtu atatoka tena. Sijui kama unani understand. Yeah. Yes, human psychology. Human psychology is knowing how the world works. Knowing how the world works. Knowing that men think like this. Women think like this. It will help you to know even how to sell. It will help you to know how to relate with people. When you meet a person who is a baby boomer, ama millennial, mtu wako tuseme 40, 50 above, kuna venye anaonanga life. Ingine ni accurate, ingine si accurate. Utaingia kwa ofisi, kwanza anataka ku advise, akwambie kuhusu watoto wake, mmoja ameenda Germany na kuna mwana msumbua, na itabidi umsikize before pay idea. Sijui kama mnani understand. So huwezi fika kwa hiyo room na uanze ati kumwambia tunajua niko na idea. No, you listen to them first. After listening and listening and listening, inaitwanga the 3 L's. Listen, then ask. You listen, then ask. So you study different generations. This is how the Gen Z think. This is how baby boomer thinks. This is how millennial thinks. This is how a woman who is in power thinks. This is how a man who is in power thinks. It will help. For example, never give a business card to a person that you need. They'll not call you. So what do? You call them there and then, and you text them. Let them save your contact before you leave that place. That's human psychology. Human psychology itakuhelp kuwa swift, knowing how children think. So you study human psychology, study human behavior intentionally. Ukisha study human psychology, itakuhelp. Utajua kurelate na wasee mbio, utajua where to get what and how to get it. It will help you in relationship management. For example, many people who are at the top are used to people taking things away from them. They are not used to people gifting them. Every young person who meets them anakam na victim language. So I made a vow, anytime I meet a leader, I'll never ask them for money. So they'll ask themselves, what should I give this guy? I remember when I met him again, I'll reference him, Joe ametoka hapa. He gave me 100k in the first meeting. I never asked him for money. He just gave me 100k. Tulimaliza meeting, anangoja ulizie do, si ulizi. Akaniambia, I've seen you have an event. Can I give you some water? Nikapigwa water. Nikasema kind of water. Yes, I want water every day. You get? That's human psychology. So always know, like when you're meeting people who are at the top, sometimes don't ask for anything. There's something it communicates. Sometimes even when I meet them, I pay the bill, despite being younger than them. There's something it does to them. They're like, how are you able to even pay this bill? So it makes them, inawakasirisha, wanasikia kurevenge. Sio kama unaniget. Na wakirevenge wata revenge fit. That's human psychology. So human psychology is knowing how the world works. Nilikuwa na nywele bigi, fed, afro. Nilikuwa napiganga low fed, nywele ni kubwa. I could not get access in certain spaces. One day I was called to talk to the military. Now, the men in uniform, wamekat, nywele yao ni short. Na umekam na fed, afro. Anakuona kama mtu wake mwenye wanamsumbua asubuhi. Ataanza kuadvise. Hautaongelesha. So I asked myself, how much does my hair bring every month? Nothing. So I shaved. I just shaved. Because for people to accept you first, you need to look like them first. Once you grow, you can now come with your terms. But as you're building, you don't come with your terms. So I had to understand, how does the market look like? I don't like suits as much. I like suits, but I also don't like suits as much. But I had to understand, this is the way the world works. I need to be super professional. I need to look a certain way for me to navigate different spaces. You must know what you need to sacrifice to become what you need to become. Someone said, if you want to have what you've never had, you'll have to do what you've never done. If you want to have what you've never had, you'll have to do what you've never done. That's human psychology. Knowing that for me to navigate spaces, there's a look I need to come up with. There's a way I need to talk intentionally, just for a while, until I navigate the spaces. Once I navigate the space, I can now come with my own terms. So lazima study human psychology. Now, this one I'm talking to us as a generation. History ya kwenda corporate, unasema ati unajua, mia mabadi, mia majenzi, unatokea na Crocs, sijui unakaaje, unanuka jasho. Hizo vitu si fiti. We now need to be very intentional as a generation. Now I'm talking to you, especially some of you are going to navigate government spaces. 2027, gava itataka wase wengi wa young waingie gava. Kama utajiposition vifiti, you'll get so many opportunities. I'm telling you the truth. There'll also be young parliamentarians. Because Kenya has just completed the cycle of 60 years since independence. So a new generation is coming in. There's a generation retiring. So you must be able to know that because a new generation is coming in, you must study marketplace inakaaje. Human psychology will help you to navigate different spaces, to know what to say first. If you open up your mouth, you don't start with problems, start with value. Usianze na shida sijui ya mazee sijalipa school fees, madhe yuko fiti. While that might be true, know what to say first, because people avoid problems and people who are unlucky. So you study human psychology. Takes me to my fourth point. Be wrapping up in a few. The fourth point is human profiling. Human profiling is the ability to put human beings in categories. And knowing how to celebrate people intentionally. You can't generalize relationships. You must be very intentional to grade people. To know who do you need for what? Why do you need them? And then you ask yourself, what do you have that people need? So you draw a table. This is called a table of value. You write down, this is a value I carry, this is a value I am lacking. So for example, as Benny, I have influence. I know how to speak. I've written books. Exclusive spaces. Who has it? Ask yourself that question. You now begin to profile people. You say, I'll go for this opportunity, I'll go for this opportunity. I'll talk to this person, I'll talk to this person. This I'll get this person. This I'll celebrate them. This I'll ensure that intentionally you've built a relationship. That's human profiling. So human profiling is now even knowing how to create exclusivity in relationships. I'll celebrate this person in this way. Unda maintain relationship na hivi. Na hii kitu auanzi after kampo ukigraduate. You should start now. You should start now. You start now. You should start now. You start as early as possible. You start as early as possible. You should ask yourself, which social media will work for me now? Is it LinkedIn? Ama TikTok? Ama Instagram? Ama Facebook? Ni gani itaniwakia sahi? You look for the one that itakuwakia haraka kwanza. You build influence. After that, you build a niche. The niche will now position you accurately in certain spaces. Once you get access to certain spaces, you are now able to build a strong track record and a strong case. It will be now very easy for you to navigate that. Let me go to my my fifth point, which is the last one. Wealth creation. What is wealth creation? Two things. There are three groups of people. Sa inaweza wakasirisha, but usijamu. I'm going to be just very practical. So, there are three categories of people. The first category of people, they are paid according to effort plus time. Effort plus time. Are you there? Effort plus time. Uni mse mwenye lazima work 8 to 5. So they are paid according to their own effort plus time. This first level, it will take you a lot of time. A lot of time for you to create generational wealth. Now create wealth yenye inaweza saidia watu wengi. Kwa sababu ya effort plus time, let's say una salary ya 100k Kenya. Rent already ni 40k. Ama 30k. There is school fees. You can't help so many people. First level ni fiti, but it's the lowest level. Kuna the second level. Second level ni skills plus principles. Skills plus principles. Hii ni level yenye umse akona masters, akona degree, hiyo ni skills, right? But I'm a master principles. Principles ka excellence, relationship management, how to honor people, how to present themselves. I'm a master vitu kadhaa. This second level, these are now the people we call multimillionaires. Ando wase wenye wanakuwa ma CEO. Hawaki kama wase wengine. Kuna vitu kadhaa amemaster. So akona skill ndio, principles, and apply bado effort plus time. But ameenda further ahead. But now the highest level, now itatake kitu ingine different. Alignment plus identity. Alignment plus identity. I have a friend anaitwa Lennox Omondi. I would like you to go search him out. Lennox Omondi was given a grant of 400 million. He's 24 now. He's employed 65 people in a company called Ecobana. I want to give you statistics. Go and Google a company called Signverse. Signverse, my friend anaitwa Ian Sabatia. He's 26. He was given a grant of 600 million Kenya shillings. I'm just going to give you some statistics. I have a friend alikuanga Ichuo anaitwa Anita Soina. I was her personal assistant when she was 19. Right now she's traveled in 42 countries, advising more than 5 governments. She's in environment. She's been able to build a company that is commanding assets at least worth 60M. And I can give you more and more and more examples of young people who are below 25 and they have been able to break even. I've not crossed the 25 mark. So I'm also maybe part of that statistic. Nini hawa wase wali master? That's what I want to share with you. Hawa wase wali understand that they must be different and they're okay in being different. If you study Lennox, study Anita, I know about 60 of them so far in Kenya. I've also studied in Africa. Some who are different. There's a guy in South Africa. He's also called Steve. Steve has a farm, 76 acres, that grows apples and grapes. Umse ni young pia, below 25. So na realize hawa say nini wali master, new story, alignment na identity. Walijijua wakiwa wadogo that I'm so good at this. And they refused to abide by the laws of life. Your lawyer, when I'm young, we will understand you. Shave how you want. Lala tu, kuwa na madem, pigana ma heartbreak kama 7, waste time. Wali break hizo laws, wakataa kubehave kama wase wa young. Now hii yenye nawaambia, maybe si ya kila mse, maybe ni watu 3 kwa hii room. There is a level in which hautaingia through to your effort na time na story hard work solo. It will need you to fall into alignment. Alignment inamaanisha uko at the right place at the right time with the right people, right season. Na inamaanisha inafaa build from the back end. What do I mean? Haufai kungoja tugonge 30 ndo uanze kuwaka certain way. Inafaa by the time uko 2019 kuna venye umeanza kuwork differently. Unapiga tizi, umejua vitu unafaa ujue, umejimaster as a person, kuna venye una think differently. Yaani usitulie ati chuo sawa ametulia. Inataka ujue ni dem gani utamdate, at what point, na kawe ni manzi ni boy gani utamdate, nini unasaka kwa relationship. Haitaki ku waste time. Inataka uprotect heart yako, uko so disciplined, ubuild networks na ma lecturers shule. Ujue yani venye una move haraka haraka. Inataka umaster vitu kama aura, speed, intentionality, ukue so alert. Kuna venye inataka ukue. Sio kama ni understand. Si tunaongelea beyond the degree. You can't be relevant to a certain level kama una act ka kila mse. When they sit, I stand. When they stand, I stand out. When they stand out, you put the standard. Kuna venye inataka ukue. Inataka usikize mapodcast fulani, inataka ubehave kama mzae na wewe ni myang. Inataka ukue na mabesti hadi wako 50 60 intentionally. Haitaki tu ati ujibebe kama msemi yangu. Kuna venye inataka ukue a bit differently. To be an outlier. Outlier ama pioneer ni msemo mwenye ana pioneer vitu mpya. Mnaweza enda mstadi wa Sekao, Eliud Kipchoge ni outlier, Babu kwa politics ni outlier, Raila alikuwa outlier, Nelson Mandela alikuwa outlier. Outlier ni mse ana break even, anaenda against what culture says. What does culture say in Kenya? Culture inasema utagraduate ukikuwa 25 ama 26. Utakaa ukihustle for 5 years ukitafuta story ya my internship. By the time unafika 30 sasa utakuwa umeanza at least kuuza do kiasi. Utamari ukifika hapo 35. Mtaget watu watatu. Utachukua loan ukifika 45, ubai gari ya kwanza na ukue na nyumba ocha, ununue ng'ombe. Ukifika 50 sasa uta afford TX, ukue elder kwa church. Ukifika 60 ukufe na watu wako kwa alliance. Unaniget? Hiyo ni culture. Culture imecalculate. Unani understand? But I personally believe, and this is my conviction and my conversation across different universities, you can go against culture. So you can understand? You can go against culture. You can go against culture. You can break all the rules. Unaweza kuwa chuo, uko responsible, uko intentional, unaona watu, una build relationships, na move with speed, uko different. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. You can go against culture. Nani alisema that kila msemi yangu lazima akae a certain way na behave a certain way? You can be different. Ni culture imekushow. Na culture ita make sure ime confirm through people that are around you. You are when you MC Mnoma, you have good English. If I was you, I would look for Jujini Rangu, a guy called Maina Chege and Julie Kishuru. Upigwe mentorship. Ingia shule ya moderation, get certification. Anza ku study kuhusu moderation. 2 years or 1 year from now, write a book on moderation, on how to moderate events. Position yourself in diplomacy spaces and policy spaces. Build a niche. Buy masuti, noma, black, navy blue, grey. Anza kujiposition. Piga picha, event ya leo. Post Instagram, post LinkedIn. Tengeneza caption complicated. Enya iko complicated. Andika, I moderated a high level function that had government and business leaders. And this event, I was able to network with them and drive the agenda that helped them to say, yani complicate vitu. Unani understand? Present yourself powerfully. Kuwa na business card. Present to come some normal. Invest in small things. Within a short period of time, you'll find yourself at the top. It's as simple as that. I'm done. Does anyone have a question? Yeah.
I'm having this question here. It's just qualified, but over half are considered. Yeah.
Let me explain. Unajua ukikaa shule, you've just been in school the whole time and you've not interacted with certain spaces and you've never even imagined yourself in those spaces. When you go there, there's a way you'll behave. I did not know that there are certain spaces I'll go, so I never bothered to know even how to use a fork and a knife. Then one day I was invited in Kempiski and I'm seeing someone eating groundnuts with a spoon. Sikuwa najua kuna kijiko ya njugu. So mimi nishachukua njugu nataka kuzichafua. And people are looking at me a certain way. So I realized I had never imagined myself in certain spaces. So there's a way in which when I found myself in those spaces, I was flipped. Kwa flipped inamaanisha I was disoriented. So many young people have not interacted with the marketplace before they go to the marketplace. Umeniget? Hiyo ni number 1. Number 2, there is lack of intentionality kwa story ya mentorship. Mentorship ni kitu moja powerful sana. And I'll tell young people, there are 3 people that you need, especially as you're navigating the ladder. 1, you need very genuine friends who believe in you. Unahitaji best yako mmoja mwenza kupeadi kiatu yake. You need very genuine friends. Very genuine friends. People who believe in you for who you are as a person. Not because of what you do, not because of what you've achieved or the family you come from. People who just love you for who you are. Number 2, you need people who have gone ahead. People who are your age mates but wameenda ahead. Hao watakukeep accountable, watakukeep on tabs. Na watakuhelp pati humility. Because there's a pride that comes by having a degree. Let me explain. Kuna pride wina come by having a degree. One day we were arrested, na beshte yangu anaitwa Josh, tumeenda police station. The police officer asks us, what do you do? Yeye akasema I'm a graduate. Tulifungiwa maze. Unajua sasa ukarao akona D+. Alafu nasema I am a graduate. So there is pride that comes, it's called academic pride. Kuna ka pride waka na come na academics. So usipokuwa careful, sasa utapata mtu mwenye anajua hana hiyo masomo, jua anajua hana, kuna bidii yako nayo ya life, ako intentional na watu, ako friendly. Mtu ako na degree, kitu inamwambia I'm already qualified. Why do I need people? Lazima ni celebrate birthday. Sijui kama mnanipata. Mbona mmejam ama imewakula nyote stray? There is a pride that comes because of academics. Na mtu mwenye ana academics, jua anajua ana hiyo degree, kuna venye anaweka a certain effort in life, anakuwa friendly excess. So world inaweza muwakia more than mtu akona degree. So jumsa akona degree and expect life itamuwakia just because I'm qualified. Nika there is pride, inaitwa religious pride. There is pride that comes because you're a Christian, where you just believe, see God will help me. It's a pride by itself. Kuna pride where inakuja na poverty, victim mentality, where you just believe just because you're poor or you come from a place that you're needy, people will help me. So your first line ukikutana na mtu ni that, I come from a needy family. You expect that by default they'll help you. So kuna pride where inakam na academics enye kila mtu anafaa akue conscious about. That's why kuja kampo watu tu wanza kupita. Unaweza ona professor amekam kupiga public lecture, mastudio wanampita tu, hata hakuna mtu akona haja na huyo msee. Kuna ka pride waka na kam by kukua kampo kenye kila mtu anafaa kuwe rada nayo. Remember, the greatest strength of a person can be the greatest weakness of a person. So the fact that you're in campus also might be what will also work against you. Jutangalia kwa TikTok, watu kasi juu rakeri, madamu wana uzanga wigs, shiko hii styles. How can you build an empire of 600 million through TikTok? Yet kuna msee mwenye akona English, akona degree, but anaona kwenda TikTok ni ufala. Yako LinkedIn tu, anapostingi tu quotes LinkedIn akikula 2 likes. But I'm sumbui, because pride will not even advise you to stop something. Pride will tell you just keep going. Kuna mtu sahi kwa hii room amejam na mimi, hawezi nisikiza cause kuna tu venye niko. Sika unani understand. Kuna pride na kama na academics. Maybe umse akona masters. So you the fact that akona masters amejam, ako like mbona nisikize umse young. There is pride that comes by academics. So lazima uijue. So nilikonka hiyo pride aje. Nilianza kuinteract na wase wana degree, wase wa ajabu. Unasikianga ile advice ya walimu, venye walimu wanakuambianga kawe ni number 1, ati don't sit with people who don't perform. Wewe tukaa na watu wenye wana perform, you know they will affect your performance. Na huyu mtu wa performed akona shati mingi, yeye ndiye anajiona na wapishi. So kuna vitu utaijua, hautaikuwa na roiko shule, hautaikuwa na pilau masala. Sijui kama mnanipata. So life ndio maana nimewashow, life inataka balance. Ukitoka chuo enda tao, jaza mat. Katu hapo kusema beba. Hiyo beba inakuteach human psychology. Enda kibandaski, base ya smoky, kaa hapo, uza smoky, itakuteach persuasion. Tafuta kitu yenye utafanya for free, yenye si about to do. Tafuta kitu yenye utadu yenye si about to do, yenye itakubuild sasa character. Na recommend mwende msome book inaitwa The Road to Character ya msee David Brooks. Ya pili inaitwa The Second Mountain, David Brooks bado. Na Jordan Peterson pia ameandika book inaitwa 12 Rules of Life. Enda muistadi. 12 Rules of Life, Jordan Peterson. Second Mountain, David Brooks. The Road to Character, David Brooks. Fanya vitu zenye zita kupea do, basi zita kuteach. For example, event nimekam, I've not charged anything, right? Why am I here? Because I believe in you people. Na The CEOs of Kenya are in this room. So either way, I'm just planting seeds for the next 10 years. The politicians of this country are here. Policy shapers are here. So I'm planting seeds. But pia nadui kitu kuni ground. Kuni discipline. Because you can get to a place in life where you're only doing events where you're being paid. So you lose the passion. You lose the fire. You lose the reason why you started. So the events I go for in campuses and high schools, not necessarily for money, hizo naendanga juu ya heart, so that I don't lose the passion. Unapatana msemi yangu, unamuongelesha, anakusikiza, unamuimpact, hata isahau. There is something it does to me. By the time I leave here, I'm fulfilled. Probably even more than an event that I can attend and they'll pay a lot of cash. I'm fulfilled. So tafuta vitu zenye utadu, zenye si about do, zitakuground kiplani. Hapo ndo mismatch iko. Yeah. That's where the mismatch is. If you're able to deal with that, itakuhelp sana. Go ahead, my brother. Yes.
Yeah, Walibengu.
Yeah.
Where do you think, according to you, young men mess up when, or question one, how can a young profession start out on when starting a career on a very competitive market? Question two, where do you think those young profession mess up?
So let me answer Usikayadi. Let me answer the question one, right? Historia, where in a competitive market, where can you start as a young professional? Yes? Be intentional first on the external things that people look at. For example, sa story ka image venye umekladi sahi, kwa intentional na vitu ka hizo. Attend my events mob. Attend my events mingi. Hizi ma summits zinakuanga za tech, za AI. Go on Instagram, follow page inaitwa Kenya Tech Events. Kenya Tech Events. So kama tuseme uko hapa na uko tech, right? Anza kujidiversify. Hadi kama uko hapa na uko kwa you are maybe an accountant, ama utakuwa kwa story ya finance. Begin to study about fintech. Begin to study about finance in relation to agriculture. Usikue rigid. Goal yako si kuwa tu accountant kwa shule ama accountant kwa ofisi. Begin to think of how can I be able to be a fintech expert? How can I even get into, how can I be a wealth strategist or a wealth advisor? Usijilimit, ukue rigid, useme this is the only perspective I want. So attend my events mob. So one, story ya image. Two, attend my events mob. Number three, anza kujiposition intentionally na watu wenye ni thought leaders. Tafuta watu wenye ni wanoma kwa industry yako, jiposition. For example, by 16, I was with Pastor T. Pastor T alinituma kwa PLO. PLO akanipiga mentorship. By the virtue that I was seen with PLO, ilipatia more access. I met Dr. Wale. Dr. Wale, by 19, nika make sure nimepata na Vusi. Vusi is the top speaker in Africa. At the time, he was being paid 4.5 million to speak per hour. It changed the game, changed so many things. So I began to interact with the people who are at the top in terms of anything yenye inakasirisha pia ni passion. It's just you to study your emotions. Angalia nini unataka ifanywe different kwa hiyo industry. And how can you be able to position yourself accurately? The other thing also, study. Study maze, read a lot. Na si read 2 books. Nimewambia documentaries, podcasts, movies, piga research, vinoma. And then the other thing, yes, be very intentional about part ya niche. Master niche. Usikue a general person, a general accountant, a general student. Master your niche. I'm a speaker, but I'm not a general speaker. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a very nime mark niche yangu. Relationship management, strategic thinking, and how people can position themselves for influence. Those are the hizo ndo niche tatu zenye nimeka. And then I've built products that align with that. And then don't just think employment only. Think of how you can create employment. That's what I'll tell you. Usifikirie tu utapewa job. Fikiria venye uta create job. That's a conversation. I know tumekam kuwa prepare for the marketplace, but some of you maybe are not meant to work entirely. So begin to think. Hadi ukishia marketplace, study the principles, stories za keep time na nini, but think on how you'll create jobs. Kenya does not now need more job seekers. Kenya needs more job creators, more than job seekers. So kuwa bold. I left my job at 18 at Center. I was being paid 85,000 as a social media strategist, reporting 3 days in a week. But one day after work for some time, I just felt it's not fulfilling. Na hisi ndio kitu nimeitwa kudu na God. And I boldly step out. But nilikuwa nimelearn disciplines by kwa hiyo job. Nililearn ku keep time, nililearn story ya kuvaa suti, nililearn how kuongelesha wadosi, story ya emails na proposals, na how corporates work. So I just stepped out. So kuwa bold pia. Some of you need to start early. I'll recommend, there's an event coming up in it, a Nairobi Startup Summit. It's for young people who want to start startups. Go to that event, it will help sana. Now study books za startups. Kuna book inaitwa 0 to 1, imeandikwa na msee Peter Thiel. It talks about startups. It will help you. Don't fear. Kuwa too bold. Kuwa too bold. Usiogope. Kuwa bold, jiposition intentionally, na submit to mentorship. Submit to mentorship. Submit to mentorship. Be curious. Usi lose curiosity. Adi nini happen, usi lose curiosity. Thank you, sir. I answered you. Oh, the second question, what affects young professionals? Uliuliza male ama young professionals in general?
Young professionals in general.
Story attitude. Attitude too. Attitude no inatusumbua majorly. If you can be able to work on your attitude in terms of how you receive negative feedback, kuwa teachable, na hiyo story ya curiosity. Hiyo majorly ndio nasema kitu ina affect wase wengi. Thank you. Maze, time is up and I know that you guys are busy. Allow me to end there. If you have any other question, you can find a way to access our organization, I Speak Society. We can have more conversations in that space. I want to appreciate all of you for even taking time to listen in and kukaa tu chini na kusikiza. It's not si kila siku utapata wase wa kampoti wamekaa chini kusikiza msee. You understand? So God our bless. There are some books here. My team will be out there. Kautataka. Kuna hii book inaitwa Is Your Networking. I've written about networking principles basically. How do you reach out to people? How do you multiply relationships? You can get it out there and it will help you a lot, especially to network and how to approach people. There is another generation. This one talks about how different generations perceive success. From Gen Zs, baby boomers, millennials. I've described what makes each generation different and how you must be intentional not to be boxed by a certain generation. So in this book I've written about how you can rise in your generation as a thought leader and as a thinker. I've also written Language of Royalty. This one talks about how to stand in the presence of greatness. When you meet people who are significant in your destiny, how do you talk to them? How do they think? What do they look at? Consciously and subconsciously. And how are you able to communicate value to them? Then Sprout was the first book in ongelea self-esteem. The 5 things you can never choose in life: parents, background, tribe, skin color, physical appearance. These are things that sometimes can affect our self-esteem. And how can you build a stable self-esteem? And then I've also written Protocols. Protocols talks about your phone. Protocols. How do you make strategic phone calls intentionally? So a copy will be out there. You can get a copy. Normally, the book at Textbook Center is 2K. But you can get a copy for yourself at 1,000. Utakuwa hapo nje. Alafu tuendelea ku build relationships slowly. Put one hand where your heart is. Say, I'm blessed. I'm gifted. Nations and kings shall seek after me. Repeat again, I am blessed. I am gifted. Nations and kings shall seek after me. Okay, thank you. My friends, I would want them to say hi. Would you want to hear their voices? Please, Susie, come say hi. She's flying today night, but she just said, let me come and, get to see what you guys are doing. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Susie. I am an assistant principal in a high school in London. I am a mentor to young people and to educators, and what I do is also school improvement and developing systems within education. The one thing I'm going to say to you, whatever Benny has told you, please do it. Let me just give you one example of impact. I met Benny physically last year in August when I came for my summer holiday. He asked me one question, Suzy, uko na kitabu naeza andika? I had it already in my mind. I said, yes, I have a book in my mind. He said, tuanze kesho. We Suzy lazima uchangamke, tuanze kesho. As I stand here, I'm an author of a book because I implemented it. He gave me my first podcast. Today, before I came here, I went for a different podcast. Take one thing he has told you and implement it. You will see impact in your life. Thank you.
Thank you. And listen, when I met Susie through social media, I coached her. Now we've had a relationship now for 2 years now, building the relationship. Through Susie, I got access to other people in UK. The person who sent me the invite to UK was through her book launch. Today I met another person, and through her, we've made revenue like 1.2 million from one person. Juu ya maintain two relationship. Unani understand? But inataka yani patience. Akikam Kenya, tutampik, have conversation, na kuwa genuine inakupatia even more relationships. So from that kuna kitu hadi unaweza get. Na out of helping her write her book, now we got 4 other people to help them write other books. So kuna venye yani relationship management is one of the things lazima ku intentional about. Ku intentional na watu, celebrate wase, waona kabisa. Yes. Vitu tu ndogo ndogo kaizo. Thank you, Susie. Please, Jen.
Hi everyone. My name is Jen. I'm an entrepreneur in this country. And there's something I wanted to add on what Benny has said. Most of you, when you come to us, being a CEO, I receive most of the CVs from people who've graduated. One thing that you lack is that you don't brand yourself. As a CEO, I will look at someone who will be able to position my company competitively out there. So most of you, he's talked about attitude, and most of you come facing us with a lot of attitude. So what I can advise you, beyond degree and beyond the skills and the knowledge you've gotten here, there is you. Brand yourself. Thank you.
Jen is doing amazing things. Jen akona, what is it called? Warehouses za mitumba, 16 of them. So she sells it now to other people who are in Mtumba. Now from that, she's been able to build a whole empire, doing amazing things. She's also an image consultant to women who are in corridors of power, business and politics, and she's also doing amazing things. This is Paul, and Paul is my brand manager. We met when he was in Kirinyaga University. Tukaanza jani, and we've been with him for 3 years. He can tell you more about what he does, but kitu nilikuwa tamlearn actually mostly ni part 2 ya investing in skills. Tafuta skill moja enye unaweza anza kuibuild mapema, whether it's videography ama ni story ya graphics. Tafuta kitu moja uko passionate about. Kawe ni msemo mwenye uko accounting, hadi story tu ya business management, enda study story ya Zoho na invoices, na ujue tu kutengeneza invoice. Kitu basic kayo inaweza kuposition accurately. Paul, you can say hi.
Hello everyone. Yes, I'm Ochola. I'm the personal brand manager and also the general brand manager for I Speak Society. I train creatives on how to handle high net worth individuals. So I have a group of like 80 plus creatives that I'm training. So if you'd like to join, you are a videographer, you are a photographer, or you're just generally interested in visual storytelling, you can actually get my number, and then I'll just say my number, 07973938. Oh, they'll get it from there. Okay. So then you can be able to join my cohort right now, and then you'll be able to do more.
Lovely. Thank you. Let's appreciate him. This is Humphrey. Humphrey alikuwa deskmate yangu high school. He's a private chef doing amazing things. He's into logistics. Nataka kusema hi.
Hello everyone. So our generation is the catalyst for change in our country, and we need to embrace our curiosity so that we can be able to bring change, right? So I'm a private chef. I'm Humphrey Mwandagikunda. And also, I have started a company for private chef, and it's going to be launched soon. So, yeah, thank you for being here.
Now, Humphrey, what did you study? He studied tech, but he's passionate about being a chef. So, like, square rigid, get. He's passionate about it. Nondo kutusa inampatia do in several other places. Now, I study more than 70 cuisines. Can you imagine? Like different dishes, Nigerian, Chinese, kila kitu. So, tafuta pia zile vitu zenye ni natural, zinaweza kuhelp hadi upropel kitu yenye umebeba. This Victor Penwell, he's a DCF chairperson. Yeye ni ka CU sasa ya Daystar. He's doing amazing things. Penwell, you can say hi.
Hello everyone. My name is Victor Momo, and I'd like to remind you of what Benny has said. If people sit down, you stand. If people stand, you stand out. When they stand out, you set the standard. Keep on shining.
Ruben is also the CU chairperson of Kenya Mass. Kenya Mass School of Communication. He's a graphics designer, an amazing guy. You can say hi also.
How are you? No, I met Benny when I was in first year. I'd come, niko nimetoka tu mtaa, and I joined college. Kwa nimetoka mtaa. Najua tu ni mtaa, ni place ya maajabu.
Nyandaro.
Nyandaro. And so the first time I came, and I'd followed him for a few years. Nini meeting kwa form 3. So when I joined college, because now nimekuja Nairobi, and it was my first time to come to Nairobi, and I thank God nikampata, and the first place that I worked was kwake, Westlands. So kuna venye ilinifanyia kwa akili, because nikiwa form 4 nilikuwa nimejifunza graphic designing and sort of web design. So when I joined his company, niliorientiwa in another na nikapatiwa new mindset. And by the time nilikuwa narudi shule, there's a way I viewed life, and there's a way I viewed many things. And now I opened a company while I was in first year. So everything is possible. Don't focus. But thank you.
Thank you. Ruben could not even talk before people, and right now he leads his school. Can you imagine? Victor is here also under mentorship. I'm with him today the whole day. We'll have dinner. Mentorship ni kitu moja powerful. Inaweza change life yako in many amazing ways. Allow me to acknowledge my brother-in-law. He's called Jerry. Please, Jerry, you can stand. So Jerry, my elder sister, my firstborn sister, his brother is married to my sister. So we are brothers by default. And we love each other. He's an amazing guy. Anakuwa na vitu kwa mob, but he's a good guy. So Jerry, allow me to acknowledge you and everyone who is in I Speak who's here. Cheki, life itakuwa fiti. Sawa? Don't usikue hopeless, handicap tu work fiti home. Kuwe tuko intentional. Sawa? Na God anawapenda above everything else. Kuwe intentional na God, kuwe intentional na wisdom. God ata change life yako in ways that you can't even believe. Lovely.
Thank you so much to all our speakers, and also thank you for being our audience. You're so cooperative. I love the energy. So I'd really like to urge you again to give them a round of loud applause. Thank you. I feel like that is well deserved. But before that, I would really like to invite our chairperson again to gift our speaker, Mr. I've forgotten his name, unfortunately. Our speaker, our orator. Yeah, she is going to award him. So a round of applause for her.
Hi. Let our vice chair admin do that. Yes. Let's go upstairs.
I believe you have all been inspired, including myself. At least you've picked one or two or everything that we have been spoken about, right?
Welcome the next KRA representative, Mr. Omondi. Where is he? Is he present? Okay, just a minute. So as we wait for that, can we all stand up so that we do a few stretches? I can see you look so fatigued and tired. Kindly get up. Yeah, I want you to stretch. Just stretch. Feel free, stretch. Yawn if you have to. I've given you the freedom of free will, yeah? So I guess after that, we can all sit down. I'm not here to overload you with lots and lots of words and all that, but we are going to have the next speaker here. So ladies and gentlemen, give us a round of loud applause for Mr. Omondi.
Good afternoon. Fortunately or unfortunately, I also do lecture. And I'm seeing my very good lecturer, Mr. Mutua, is out, but that's fine. It's difficult to speak after very good speakers. Some of us are not as gifted. Yes, but we'll try to do what we can. And I'm also bringing in a very different topic, but I want to make it more academic. And honorable member had alluded to it earlier. We all know what happened in 2024. You know that? The Gen Z movement. Yes. Sometimes KRA takes blame, and that's how I'm introducing myself. I'm part of the KRA team, and my colleagues are here. Very beautiful ladies. Madame Renee, and also, good. And also Madame Mildred. So we work together at the Kenya Revenue Authority. How many students here have undergone any unit in taxation? Any unit in taxation? Some people call it public finance. That can also be part of it. How many? Okay, let me ask the reverse question. How many have not? You've not interacted with any taxation unit in your study? Okay. So if you have, then we'll have a beautiful conversation. I'm going to try and make it very short in the interest of time, but get the best out of this short time that we have. Let's go back to the basics, and I will request my MCs to avail the mics. We have various types of taxes in Kenya. Can we name any 5? Hii ni rat, ama ni cat? Good. So I see the beautiful lady there. Okay.
Value-added
Any
tax.
2, you can say 2.
Value-added tax.
So we have value-added tax.
Gift tax.
Yes?
Gift tax.
Gift tax, okay. Okay, you can pass on the mic. So she's mentioned value-added tax. And which other tax? Gift tax, okay. Let's keep it there.
We have exercise duty and corporate tax.
Okay, very good. So it's talked of, allow me just correct that. Sometimes we say exercise, but it's excise. Okay? Excise duty and corporate tax. Good. The last?
We have income tax.
Income tax.
And stamp duty.
And stamp duty. Wonderful. I think we are doing very well. Mwalimu hao wapewe cheti so that they just go and graduate. There's more points there.
Turnover tax.
Turnover tax.
Withholding tax.
Withholding tax. Very good. So we've learned various taxes that we have in Kenya, from gift tax to value-added tax to excise duty, okay, to which other one was mentioned? Corporate tax, income tax, even though we say corporate tax is part of income tax. Okay? What is the role of taxation in our economy? And that, of course, will also speak to the role of KRA. Any 2 people, 2 comrades who can take up that question? What is the role of taxation in the economy? Okay. Mwalimu utasikia kama watakuangusha.
To generate revenue for the country.
Okay. One is to generate revenue for the country. Okay. That is one. Number two, there are two hands. Just give them the mic. There's a lady there. Yes.
Thank you. Another role of taxation is to reallocate funds.
To reallocate funds. We say reallocate resources. Okay. Very good.
To fund public services.
To fund public service. Very close to what was mentioned there. Because once the money is collected, it's going to fund the services that are provided by the government. Is that right? Okay. Oh, there are more hands. This must be an interesting topic.
Thank you.
Yes.
Report from taxation brings the acknowledgement to the government on the status of the economy in terms of GDP and national income.
Correct. So taxation also acts as a key source of statistics for the government. So those reports are then used by the government to make fiscal policy decisions. Okay?
Yes, it is used by the government to control inflation.
To control?
Inflation.
Inflation. Yeah. Okay, that's very close to what he has mentioned. The last?
Taxation helps in redistributing income of the country.
Redistributing income from certain sectors of the economy, certain people to the others. And that's why we talk of what we call either progressive taxes, where we tax the rich more and the poor less. Okay, but that is a story of another day. Now, are we also aware that the taxation regime also help to protect our industries? We are aware of that? How many people have heard of customs duty as a tax? Yes. So sometimes we levy taxes on certain products, especially being imported into Kenya, to protect what we have within. And I'm happy that my KPMG team is also here. And I love that one of the ladies work with environmental issues. Even environment, taxation helps in ensuring that we have environmental sustainability. And then we also have protecting the country from harmful goods. Also a role played by the customs office. Now this is much more difficult. How much approximately did KRA collect last year by not going to ChatGPT or your phone? How much approximately? You can guess. And then you get 3 guesses, we average, and we have the figure. So approximately how much did KRA collect last year? Yes? Yes? 57 billion. Ah, good. 57 billion. Yes, my brother? Yes? 2 trillion. What's the difference between 57 billion and 2 trillion? Which is more? 2 trillion. How much fees do you think Multimedia University collects in a year? Huh? Fees. Student leaders walitoka. Approximately how much does Multimedia collect in school fees? You guys were not interested in how the university is run. Should start from us. It's like how much money do you receive when you join, when the semester begins, then the university, then the country. Okay? So 2 trillion is close. Okay? Somebody want to give us an exact figure? Yes? 2.8. Okay? You are much closer. Last year, KRA collected 2.57 trillion. And this year, I think he mentioned it, we plan to collect close to 2.9 trillion. You know how much a trillion is? Is it a lot of money? Is it little? Compared to our expenditure? Yes? Yes. So that's the space in which we are. So taxation is important for all of us, but as accounting and finance students, when you are in the taxation realm, you are looking at taxation either as administrator, because tomorrow you will be in the same position as myself and my colleagues. Sindio? Or tomorrow you will be in KPMG, where you also help shape taxation policies and also help taxpayers on how to go about their taxes. Or tomorrow you will be Mr. Mutua. You come back to teach taxation as a lecturer. So taxation field is wide. And I think as accounting and finance students, it's important to take keen interest in taxation. Actually, taxation is one of the most practical courses, practical units that you'll ever do. Okay? So my delivery now is very short after that introduction. Taxation trends, and I think when you came up with the theme, okay, of beyond academia, beyond the academic process that you are going through, you thought of bringing in the issue of digital issues in taxation. When we talk of digitalization, digital economy, and digitalization, we are talking of how do you tax businesses that have now gone digital? That is one facet, okay? Then number two, how do you then have digital tools that can help in taxation, especially in this digital economy? And when we talk about the digital economy and tools in the digital economy, quickly comes to mind, how many people have wallets in cryptos or blockchain? How many people have crypto wallets here? Crypto wallets. Hamtaki kujisema? No, this is a Chatham rule. Everything we discuss remains. How many people have heard of something like Binance? Binance? Oh, there are few people. Okay? Do we understand what cryptocurrency is? Yeah? You do understand. At least my MC is saying she understands. How many people are social media influencers? Or aspire to be one? We are in that space. Whether you're on TikTok, Instagram. Oh, she is a big one, eh? She's the topmost. Okay? When you talk of the digital economy, you are looking at those things that we used to do manually that have gone into the digital space. Let me give you one example, and that should not gauge how old I am. In the olden days, where I come from, every 12th we'll go to the market to watch Kenya Film Corporation cinema. I was told, is it Chuck Norris who died a few weeks ago? So that's how we knew of Chuck Norris and those other guys. So we would walk to the center, watch the movie, and go back home. Or you will pay, get into, a theater, watch what you want, and go. Currently, what happens? You have the theater in your palms. Cindy? Okay? So if you look at taxation as supporting government services, how many people know where Kenya Cinema is? I think that should be the closest example. Kenya Cinema. Ni watu mnajua Nairobi. When we came to Nairobi, we used to know the direction using KICC. So ukipotea unarudi mpaka KICC is when you trace where you are going to. But nowadays, I think it's much easier. So Kenya Cinema, for example, if they were showing a film, people would go in, watch what you want, and of course pay. When you pay to Kenya Cinema will pay tax on that amount. Take an example of Netflix. How do you get Netflix to pay tax in Kenya? And of course, when you look at the taxation rules, it was not contemplating the nature of Netflix services or operations. So that is a challenge. And we need young people like you to give us ideas on how to shape policies so that our taxation rules also catch up with economic movement, the digitalization of the economy. Number two, we need simpler ways of paying tax. We need more efficient tools of taxation. Okay? Last week, our commissioners launched a chatbot where you can now file your returns using your WhatsApp. How many people have seen it? Oh, have you tried it? Not the... How many people have tried it, comrades? Wangapi waliona na wameijaribu? How was it? What was your experience? Yeah? Oh, there was a lag. Yes. But I think now it's much better. You could try it again. So we are coming up with digital tools to make payment of taxes and also filing of returns as simple as possible. And that is why we need finance and accounting students. There is something technical that was brought into the law in 2024, known as qualifying domestic minimum top-up tax. Is that not a long name? Huh? Where certain multinationals have to pay a certain minimum amount of tax if they are operating in Kenya. And a very young person, 19-year-old, came up with an app where a company can simply plug their details and know whether they are supposed to pay the top-up tax. And that is the space we want you to get into. So either you join KRA as part of KRA staff, assist in the digitalization journey and policy shaping, or you join the industry where you assist your clients. You can join the Big Four, you can join other consultancy firms, or you can start your own. Okay? You can also join the institute. And I'm happy that the MP for Embakasi East mentioned that when you are done here, you should be done with your CPA. So that when you come out after a few years of experience, we give you a commendation from ISPAC, and then after 2 years, you can now be an FCPA, a fellow of the institute. That's the topmost you can get, and you can do it. Okay? So those digital tools, we expect it from you who are accounting and finance students. Last but not least, there are a lot of careers that we find in the taxation realm. Many people are used to the traditional help somebody to help you file a return, represent you in KRA, but there are a lot of emerging areas in taxation. How many people have heard of something called transfer pricing? Whether you are doing cost accounting, management accounting, or tax, there's something called transfer pricing. How many people have heard of it? Yes, I see 1, 2, 3. Is it at 4th year or 2nd year or 3rd year syllabus? 3rd year. Okay? That's one of the most interesting topics you can get. And it doesn't have many specialities or people who are experts in that area. So those are interesting career paths that you can take as an international tax expert and also transfer pricing expert. Currently, Mildred can tell you, the most sought after people are data analysts and also tax data analytics. So if you are good at that, you are able to make decisions, you are able to guide tax people or even taxpayers on how to go about their taxation metrics and what they need to focus on. So what is required as a student, as a comrade? What is required of you? One, let us seek the internship opportunities. And I'm happy that Mr. Walubengo mentioned some of that. go out and look for internship opportunities where they are available and you can join. I was just mentioning to my colleagues from KPMG. Last year I was a judge in Strathmore Hackathon. I didn't see multimedia represented. I'm not sure if it is left for law students alone or even accounting students. But it's an opportunity where they give you a topic, you do research, and you come up with a proposal. And the Big Four takes the first 4 best presentations automatically. So if you're a team of 3 and KPMG was sponsoring number 2, all of you join KPMG automatically. So those are safe spaces for students to join. And you also start learning the practical aspects of taxation. I've also mentioned the issue of CPA. Don't be an accounting or a finance student now talk to up on a degree. Where possible, I know sometimes finances can be a challenge, but where possible, I always tell people I cleared my CPA when I was in first year. And so you can do it. Okay? Kama hujaanza, anza sasa. So try as much as possible. If you can clear your degree, you also have a CPA, you have a CPS, you have an ACCA. There's even another course, but that one requires you to have a degree on international tax called Advanced Diploma in International Tax that will take you through international taxation. Then read wide. Let's read wide. Policy papers. Like now we are almost in the budgeting cycle. When the finance bill is out, I expect the leadership of the club, the accounting and finance club, look at that bill. Okay? You can make comments. You can send your comments to us. Okay? And we can incorporate them into the act. Imagine if the club prides themselves as having shaped a policy while a student. If you go for an interview at KPMG, they'll employ you automatically. So get into those spaces and you can do it. And then finally, let's understand how the digital businesses operate. Okay? When you understand how they operate, then you know how to handle them in terms of tax. Let's be inquisitive. Let's learn these new things that are coming in. Those who don't know about blockchain and cryptocurrency, there's a lot of, you guys have a lot of materials in your hand. You don't even need to go to the library. Read, understand. Okay? So with that, my MC, I want to leave it there. If there's 1 or 2 questions. I've not gotten into the technicals of tax. I'm just keep giving a general highlight and what is important as comrades to pick up. Yes, so we can pick a question or 2. Then we leave it for the next presenter. Feel free if you have a technical question. We have technical people here. They will address the technical questions. Okay, there's a question. Oh, I'm seeing several hands. Let me take maximum of 3 in the interest of time.
My first question is, Kenyan's tax to GDP ratio is estimated now at around 14 to 16%, below the recommended, which is 25% for developing countries. Yet citizens feel overtaxed. What explains this disconnect between the tax rates and the public perception? And the second question is, KRA estimates that tax compliance remains below 60% among eligible taxpayers. In the future of tax collection in Kenya, more than about enforcements are building voluntarily compliance, and how is KRA balancing the two? Yeah.
Thank you. I think these are very good questions. Let me attempt to answer. Tax to GDP ratio simply measures how much tax are we collecting versus our gross domestic product. Were we taken through what GDP is? We understand what it means. The GDP is equal to Y plus I plus S plus those other formulas, yeah? Now, if the ratio of tax to GDP is low, they say most likely your non-compliance is also high. Many people are not complying. Another thing it might mean is that your tax base is very low. There are only specific people you keep taxing, but there are many others that you are not taxing. Let me give you a very interesting scenario in Kenya. How many people, if you remember, voted in 2022 elections? Those registered voters. What was the number of registered voters? Yes. 22 million. Okay? KRA, at about the same time, we had 18 million registered taxpayers. Those who have pins, 18 million. Is that a big number? So what it means, there are 4 million people who have ID, they vote, they have no pin. And remember, when you go to the Tax Procedures Act, you cannot do certain transactions without a pin. Sindio? So where are those people? That's the first question. Number two, we have about 3.2 million employees in the formal economy. These are people who have been employed formally. KPMG, KRA, Ministry of Defense and all that. Okay, both private and public. The same data says there are 18 million employed people informally. Those who pay as you earn are only 3.2 million. So where are the 18 million people? Yes? They might be below the threshold, below 24,000, but you cannot say all the 18 million are below the threshold. So there's a huge gap between those who are supposed to pay tax and those who are not paying. So that gives us a lower tax to GDP ratio. But comparing Kenya and other countries, because some countries have as high as 36% tax to GDP ratio, but in developed countries, I think going straight to your question, when you look at the taxation makeup, when you look at the total percentages of tax, what is corporate tax, what is VAT, what is excise, what is social, you'll find in developed countries, social contributions contribute the highest percentage of tax. Like if you look at the UK, the NIC, the National Insurance Contribution, is higher than even corporate tax. So they collect more for the future of their citizens compared to most developing countries. And I think those are the conversations that we're having. So even as you compare the tax to GDP ratio, you also need to check what is different in the developed world and what is different in the developing countries. Then number two, what about tax attitude? Tax attitude. Most of us, we have a negative attitude towards tax. You know, in countries like Sweden, somebody retires and decides that 50% of my money goes to the government. How many people can do that in Kenya? A bit of echo and noise. Let's continue as the tech team addresses that. So the day we have good tax attitude, which also goes together with what we call tax morale, then something will change. Are we together? So it contributes to the low tax to GDP ratio that we see. On the second question, that our compliance rate is way below 60, I agree. The compliance rate is below 60 because of there are many factors, including the tax morale and attitude. There are people who believe, I'll not pay until KRA catches me. Unfortunately, with the digitalization, KRA moves closer to you. But what we are doing to enhance voluntary compliance is part of what I mentioned earlier. Have simplified taxation rules, simplified payment processes, and convenient payment systems. We are currently working on a system where if you are in the informal economy, you can pay your tax every day. If today I get some income, if today I do some gig, for example, or for the social media influencer like the comrade here, if Google pays you today for being on YouTube, and KRA expects you to pay that money next year, what are the chances that you'll have the money by then? The chances of payment are very low. But if we give you an opportunity that immediately you get the money you pay, then it enhances compliance. And it goes together with the Adam Smith principle of convenience. India? Yes, that you should pay tax when it is most convenient to you. Let me pick another one or two questions. Yes? We'll make do with the echo for now, so long as you're able to get us. Yes.
Okay, I'm an economics student. I have a question with regards to the paying of taxes. You'll see that there are about 20 million registered PINs, and those who are compliant to pay and to file their returns are less than 5 million. What is KRA doing that? What is KRA basically doing to increase the number of those who are paying taxes and those who are compliant with their taxes and filing their returns?
I think it's more of a repeat to what I'd mentioned earlier. What are we doing to collect tax from the informal sector and those who are not paying? Let me give you a very simple example to address that question. Do we believe that those who are in border should pay taxes? Border. They should be paying, just like anybody else. We have about 3.5 million borders in Kenya. And last week I was looking at a statistic from Bolt. They were saying that there are borders who earn up to 72,000 a month. How do you catch up with the border taxpayer? How do you make them to pay? If you're able to come up with suggestions or solutions to make the border operator to pay tax, you shall have solved part of the non-compliance. One, I don't want to even talk about education. Empower them. Maybe the government should find a way of doing sheds for them. Collaborate with their SACCOs. Make it efficient, or ensure that the payment of the border fare is digitalized. Make the border taxpayer pay maybe on a daily basis or per transaction. So immediately the ride is ended, the tax goes to KRA. So that convenience in terms of payment is also there. Make filing to be simple. Tell them immediately you pay your 10 shillings at the end of the day, there's no other tax you pay, you don't file any other thing. So it enhances part of compliance, especially for the informal economy. But as I mentioned, as you continue to digitalize some of these measures like ETEMs, how many people have heard of ETEMs? Electronic tax invoice management system. Yes, it's one of the systems that is meant to bring almost everyone into TaxNet. So for now, if KRA gives you a tender, you give. So if KRA gives you a tender to supply anything, The moment you invoice, the data is with KRA. So those are some of the measures we are taking to ensure that people pay as they should pay. Yes. But we still have a big issue, 18 million registered, only about 5 million are filing returns. Still a challenge. Question?
One more question. Since KRA is one among the sources of Kenyan revenue, which is the best way that KRA will help us achieve our Vision 2030?
I don't want to be a politician in terms of the Vision 2030, but part of the Vision 2030, remember,
in a world where the future of economy is constantly evolving, one question remains. Are you ready?
Beyond lectures, beyond exams, lies the real challenge, building the skills that truly matters.
The Accounting and Finance Club of Multimedia University of Kenya proudly presents Annual Summit 2026 with a theme, Beyond the Degree, Building a Toolkit for Future Economy.
Join top industrial leaders, policymakers, and professionals as they share insights on finance, innovation, leadership, and career growth.
Join us on 9th April at from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Multimedia University Conference Hall.
And this is one of the ways of investing in yourself through acquiring relevant knowledge and skills, which is acquired to evaluate in the corporate world, and this aids in adding new skills to the synergy of the already accumulated ideas you have.
Remember to keep time. The event starts at exactly 8 a.m. And ensure you also register for the event. And to register, contact 07 1440 3202 or 07 45 688 956. See you then. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Direct vision into man.
For revenue. But my colleague is here. Colleagues, they are here. They'll be able to address questions that
In a world where the future of economy is constantly evolving, one question remains. Are you ready?
Beyond lectures, beyond exams, lies the real challenge, building the skills that truly matters.
The Accounting and Finance Club of Multimedia University of Kenya proudly presents Annual Summit 2026 with a theme, Beyond the Degree, Building a Toolkit for Future Economy.
Join top industrial leaders, policymakers, and professionals as they share insights on finance, innovation, leadership, and career growth.
Join us on 9th April at from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Multimedia University Conference Hall.
And this is one of the ways of investing in yourself through acquiring relevant knowledge and skills, which is acquired to evaluate in the corporate world, and this aids in adding new skills to the synergy of the already accumulated ideas you have.
Remember to keep time. The event.
So I don't know, maybe I could start with a question. Who knows sustainability or who has heard of it? Sustainability? A show of hands? ESG? ESG? Because I know you're in accounting and finance, and at some point you'll hear IFRSs. There's IFRSs 1 and 2 when you're reporting as a company or in public sector. So what I would say in terms of sustainability and how it comes in, or how does it integrate with finance and accounting is, for companies, there's what we look at in terms of protecting the environment, also protecting the society, and also looking at governance issues. So one, if you're in sustainability, by the definition alone, we are talking about sustainability, making sure our resources are sufficient for future use. So at this point, you have to hold companies, nations accountable for what they're doing in terms of making sure that they're driving revenue and profitability. So with that, we look at the ESG pillars. And the reason why I was asking if anyone I think it's fine, sorry about that. So I don't think I would want to go into the depth of it, and it's just by definition, it's looking at what ESG stands for. And ESG, we are looking at environment, we're also looking at social, and also looking at governance. And for we have a lot of issues around environmental conservation, climate change, we are looking at sustainability, we look at circular economy, we also look at, land, air quality, and there's a lot that accounting and finance. Yeah, so there's a lot that comes in, or accounting, or accountants or finance people really do when it comes to that integration of ESG, and especially the pillar. So on social, we also look at issues around society. So what are businesses doing to ensure that the social pillar also is balanced? You remember sustainability is all about sustainable business. We're looking at society, people, and environment. So at this particular point, you're looking at issues around human rights, you're looking at labor practices, you're also looking at, I would say, access and affordability, ensuring the community that we live in and we serve really is, some of the issues are addressed. And when you're doing your business, how do you also ensure that the society or the community really is, how would I call it? There is a balance. And then when it comes to governance, what are some of these issues around governance? I would want to either also commend what our chief guest said about governance and leadership. So ESG is not just social or CSR, as people call it. It's all about a balancing act of all these and making sure that business is also conducting businesses or running their activities in an ethical way. So at KPMG, we do a lot of, I would say, if you were to pursue a career in sustainability, what would you want to do as a finance student or an accounting student, with understanding of what ESG as a pillar, or as pillars are? So maybe we could just move to the next slide, and maybe I can just take into, just a brief talk on the same. So if you look at ESG, it's broad. And if I look at what MMU is offering, it cuts across. So you might be in accounting, you might be in human resource, you might be in, I see procurement and logistics. You might be in that, but your career as well can also take or morph in a different way when it comes to ESG. So you can find yourself in sustainable strategy and policy making at, I would say maybe from a point of policy making within the public sector. And this is, we are talking about the governance now, from where now policy is made at national level. And then from there, we do have social and economic development. So who are we going to work with to ensure that this cuts across in terms of ESG integration? So at KPMG, we do have a lot of partners, and I believe when you work with the government as well, there's a lot of, I would say, NGOs, and I would say development finance partners that are really focusing on issues around ESG. So how do the policy level at national government or national level really trickle down to affect businesses? And how do you see yourself or your career also moving towards that? So for me, that is what I would say in terms of economic and social development. And then again, you might ask yourself, yes, you've had taxation, you've had money flows, you're seeing you're a youth, where do I start? You've heard about issues around startups. So for startups, you'll ask yourself, where does the money flow? How does it flow? You look at the IFCs, right? The World Banks, right? Who are the big funders? You're in finance. Who are the big funders? Who are the big funders? I've just mentioned two. Development finance institutions. You could mention a few. I take silence as either. So if you have seen where World Bank is, IFC is funding, who has heard of European Investment Bank? Propaco? When you decide to approach, or you're in finance and you would want to have your internship, you start up your career in development finance, where do you go and where do you look for jobs? Or do we go to our local banks, KCB, Equity Bank, yeah, Cooperative Bank, right? But now you ask yourself, who funds our local banks? That's the other question, right? So you need to understand the money flow and how ESG is of impact. And as a finance and accounting student, or now beyond the class, how do you make sure that you can also drive that impact that the financiers are looking at? Most of them, they want to invest in youth, women, right? Yeah? What else? What other spaces are you seeing these funders looking at? For example, equity. Where is equity financing most of the, how is their portfolio? Or when they're giving out loans, who are they giving loans to? A question. I need answers. Yeah? SMEs. SMEs, right? Some of them are in grants, right? Others are people with disabilities, right? TVETs, if you didn't make it to campus or university, where do you go to? So if you look at IFC and some of their channels and where their investments are, it's within or along those lines, yeah? And that's where ESG comes in. So you'll find that, yes, my background is in finance, but I ended up doing sustainability. But how do you help now SMEs, startups, women in businesses access funding? And by doing so is ensuring that you're also in ethical or sustainable business. That really goes to elevate issues around ESG. So for me, that is how I look at it. And also it goes further to either the leadership within those entities. You have to look at women and gender inclusivity. So again, when we say sustainability and finance and the flow of funds, that is where sustainable finance comes in. And issues around climate change, I believe there was a Friday that really rained. Yeah, I believe that's something that is very, very close to us. For those who lost people, and my condolences on that, we were affected. So I would say that by looking at how weather patterns, how the big funders are looking at, then you can easily see the flow of money, and you can also see how you can grow your career in that space. I never knew I would land myself in sustainability, but I did find myself there. And the two takeaways from this conversation, and maybe coming after the speakers here, is you've been told to identify your niche. That is one. And number two, look at your impact. So sustainability, I believe I only saw two hands, or just one gentleman who said that he understands ESG. Sustainability, none. That means in this market, someone in sustainability or ESG is very marketable. So as you rethink areas of advancing, as you rethink of areas of how you can move your career, then that is a space that is very new, very engaging, very also forthcoming in terms of fulfillment, because you have a lot of social impact. If you choose to work in the S pillar, there's a lot you can do with the NGO world, the health sector as well, and also changing policy at national level. Same again comes to the G element in terms of governance. You can choose at what you would want to see yourself when it comes to policy setting, and where would you want to see yourself or your career grow. And finance is very critical, given that at the tail end of everything is a company wants to see how much, if I am investing in these initiatives, if I am looking at how much I would want my company to grow in terms of sustainability or business continuity, how does ESG integrate and make sure that I see the business continuity for this company, right? So, and for me, I don't know, I feel like I've come in at a later stage when the best of speakers are here, so it's still a dull moment, and we are here to have our lunch, I believe so. However, I'll try to make it short, and I think that is the only piece I would say in terms of sustainability. In case anyone wants to reach out, wants to understand what ESG is and what KPMG has done within that space, then kindly reach out to us. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn, and that's how I choose to position myself. I'm a millennial. I'm not a Gen Z where I'm a fan of TikTok. Okay, I watch a few topics here and there, but I try to make my life interesting with LinkedIn as a millennial in the space, and also reaching out to students who really want to advance their career in sustainability. So I think with that, maybe I can just allow for maybe 2 questions before I hand it over to my colleagues who's going to talk about tax, I believe. 2 questions around sustainability and ESG. Clearly, it's a new topic.
So thank you so much for that speech. I would love to welcome or call upon these 2 officials. We have the Vice Chair of Events and Welfare, and also the Vice Chair for Finance. So the Vice Chair for Events and Welfare is Catherine Museli. She will be giving out the gift for our KRA speaker to the representatives who have been left here. Our gorgeous speaker over here, who has just gotten done with his speech from KMPG. So a round of applause for the officials who will be coming here. So where is the Vice Chair for Events and Welfare? All right. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. So one of the KRA representatives to please come forward. A round of applause as she receives the gifts. Cameraman, ako wapi? ETECH STUDIOZ. What are these moments? Oh God. Kindly photo this moment. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Umepiga? A round of applause as she goes off stage. Zomolo Media umetuangusha hapo kidogo. Anyway, for the next, we have the Vice Chair for Finance. A round of applause is he comes forward to gift Miss Christine Gataka. A round of applause as she comes forward. You're welcome. Zomolo Media. Kindly, our career representative for a more decent photo. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He's an alumni, and then later we'll have our communication director introducing the last guest. So a round of applause as our guest comes forward.
Najua tuko na njaa, hata mimi niko na njaa. Nimekaa na nyinyi all through. But nataka kufeel power. Comrade power. Comrade power. So my name ulikuwa ananijua kama Jam Leki Kush. Jina langu la usanii, kwa hivyo mimi ni msanii. And I want us to warm up this stage. Mnajua hii finishing energy. I want us to have the finishing energy for our final guest, right? But right before we do that, DJ, as you you'll get me ngoma ya psych up. As you look for it, I want to take just 1 minute to highlight something. I'm older than I look, just to be, nimeona nijiongelele. And ndio nikisema I was here 5 years ago, msiseme nadanganya. Because I was the chair 2020, 2021. We have 2 people who spoke here. Victor Ofula was my immediate predecessor. Yes, I took office from him. And then, as he told you, graduated time ya COVID. That's a point yenye the club or everything would have either died or just moved on. At least with the mentorship of my very able patron, or rather our very able patron, with 1 semester, we were able to pick up the pieces. I think I was the only one, and I think Lincoln Kivuti. We didn't even have a team because it is 4.2, 4.1 we've been handed over while to Konje. So we're trying to pull things together, and he has been a great mentor. Hiyo time nimekuwa hapa within, he has been my mentor. And as much as amekuwa my mentor, aliwahi nipea soup, so you have to draw the line. But that was just by the way. But what happened, we picked up from that point. Within a semester, we had such an event. Numbers zilikuwa same. We set up leadership of 15 people. My vice ended up being the chair the following year. My sex gen ended up being the chair the year after. My very able class rep who spoke here a while ago in the morning ended up becoming the chair the other year after. So I believe it was a good foundation that we left, and you can see the characters who formed the last in that loop being Ben Muiva. So that said, DJ, you ready? Hi, so before DJ, uko na ngoma gani mpenzi ama Psycup? Zote. So I just want to give you a simple, nataka mnisaidie, sio? Hii ni story ya how you look for spirituality na connection na Mungu. Venye unatafuta mapenzi. Unajua mapenzi ya kawaida venye wewe unatupiga character development, but kuna hii the real one ni ya Mungu. So nataka mnisaidie kujibu hii. Kwangu mpenzi, nikisema kwangu mnasema mpenzi. Kwangu mpenzi tena. Haya, so nataka mpenzi, msiri, msela na mtetezi. Umeshika? Haya, twende. Mpenzi, anataka mrudie. Mpenzi, msiri, msela, mtetezi. Kwangu mpenzi tena msiri wangu, msela na mtetezi pia. DJ. So as that part passes, I'm also a filmmaker by the way. And kama unaweza piga pause kidogo tu. Piga pause. I'm also an artist. I graduated with BCom and currently I'm working with IT. So I'm that diversified, and it's good to be diversified. Don't limit yourself, as you are told earlier. I don't want to do much, but DJ, twende kazi. Oh, once again. Nataka msikie vizuri hapa Nilitafuta mimi kutafuta jamani, bila kufa moyoni yule takaye nyenzi. Nikazurura mimi shambani na mijini, nikisaka msiri yule takaye nyenzi. Licha yangu kutafuta sikumpata duniani, ila kwenye Biblia I found him. Licha yangu kutafuta sikumpata duniani, ila kwenye Biblia I found him. Akawa kwangu tena msiri wangu, msela. Haya, nipeni makofi taratibu. Kwangu tena msiri wangu, msela na mtetezi pia. Nipe mikono hivi tu, taratibu tu. Ukiweza simama. Kadhihirisha penzi pale msalabani, kupitia mwanawe Yesu alipokufa, kasafisha dhambi za watu duniani, kajenga uhusiano mwema na ajinasi. Walioshuhudia walimsifia kweli, na wasiomjua pia they found him. Walioshuhudia walimsifia. Haya, simama tukimalizia Simame, tuko na energy. Kwangu mpenzi tena kwangu. Nataka uonyesha dance kidogo hivi ndio tunaenda. Akawa kwangu tena msiri wangu, madoido. Akawa kwangu tena msiri wangu, sela na mtetezi pia. Makofi tumemalizia kwa Yesu. Na mtetezi pia. Asante. Thank you so much. You can find me on all platforms kama Jam Leki Kush. JAMMLEKIKUSH. Huu mwaka manake nimekuwa na break na muziki kupambana na maisha. But huu mwaka mkisia hilo jina, you remember because you're gonna hear it before this year ends. You're gonna hear that brand blowing the waves. So at least you know it's one of you. Thank you so much.
So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon Gideon Mutinda to come and gift Jam Leki Kush a round of applause as he gets gifted. Msikue wachoyo. Gifts ziko wapi? Where are the gifts? Please come forward. Huku juu mpigwe picha. Zomolo. Upstage. And now allow me to invite the communication director for the Accounting and Finance Club. Her name is Makri Natasha. A round of applause for her, please. Louder, please. Thank you.
Hello. How are you doing? Have you been packed with knowledge so far? We're having the last speak out today, and I'm going to read what she has built capacity to be holding right now, and I pray that you are going to partake from her. She's a satisfied public accountant, a Kenyan entrepreneur, a social impact leader. She's a founder, a CEO of IFT Solution Limited. And this is an organization that is focused on empowering women and youths through skill training, entrepreneurship, and job placement opportunities. Help me introduce Cleofa Maria onto the stage. A round of applause for her. Appreciate her well. That is not how you should be appreciating her. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Inja imekuwa real. Imekuwa real. Ebu tuamke. Let's fight the hunger. You know, there's a common song called, if you can remember in Sunday school, it used to go like this. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the sister, shake your sister's hand. Has made, that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the sister that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in her. This is the sister the Lord has made. These are the officials that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in them, and be glad in them. These are the officials that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in them. These are the officials that the Lord has made. It's good to always give praise, and it's always good to remember the good work they've done, right? So it's been an awesome day. Yes, so we thank you for the good organization. I must say, as Gen Zs, I'm impressed. This is awesome, all right? My name is Cleofa. You can have a seat. My name is Cleofa, and I'm a mother to many. I started my journey in 2003 as a CPA, and since then, I've managed to work in different corporate organizations, and I managed to focus in my master's in IT, just for diversification. So you've been told about diversification? Yes. So after doing my graduate and doing my CPA, I moved into what is called IT, and I have been focusing on providing SMEs with financial and IT solutions, hence my company, ITF Solutions. That is what I founded as the first company in when I turned 30. Let me just say when I turned 30, all right? I was done with the corporate world, and the reason why I'm telling you is this. As you get into the life after campus, please know when to exit the corporate world, all right? Also, don't stay for too long. There's some comfort that comes with that, huh? And then you find yourself stuck. You're not happy, and you're not doing what? Progressing either. So it is time to also tap into what is called discernment. Your discernment level has to be heightened when you finish campus and get into the job environment. The world out here is waiting for you, and I must say, you need to balance out your life. For you to make it, you have to have a balanced life. You've done a lot. You've worked so hard in your different spheres, whatever bachelor degree you're doing. But when you step out of this campus during graduation day, everybody will say, I'm going to pack these books. In fact, I'm not going to look at them again. But the reality comes and dawns on you that it is not that easy, right? Some will go into entrepreneurship, some already know where they want to go, and some will move into the corporate world. Whichever way you go, there are simple things that you need to know. To make it in this world, you need to align to what I call the kingdom. You've been told before about the master, and there are three things which I want to share today. This is the master, your master relationship, your mission, and your mate. Those three things, most of the time, they are not put in the right arrangement, and you find yourself starting to focus on a mate when you graduate instead of focusing first on your master. Who is your master, if I may ask? Who is your master? Just, who is your master? In this case, wild guess. Who is your master? Who? God, yes. Your master is God. All right? Your master is God, and he's the one who has a plan, the plan for you. How many people here have wills, have already been able to get a will passed on to them? How many people, by a show of hands, are already beneficiaries of what we call a will? How many? How many are expecting? They're counting. They're even saying they're not going to work so hard because they can see it coming. How many? Or amuyoni? So you don't have a will? Ati? You're not expectant that you'll be left with a will? Ama, what do you think a will is? Inheritance, right? Yes, it is your inheritance. Now, many of us have come from far. We've not all come from home environments where we are going to be privileged to be left what is called a will. True or false? But that doesn't make you feel as less privileged, no. But it does not make you be different when you go into the job environment, no. Does it make you any different when you go into the business world? No. Okay? It does not. Whether you have a will or you don't have a will, I want you to remember one thing. There's only one person who can give you an inheritance in this world. It is your master. So choose who is your master first. All right? Your master is the first person you need to align with at this point when you're exiting from campus to start life after campus. Your master is your maker. He's the one who has the divine manuscript about you. When we talk about your passion, he's the one who already knows what it is. I like the way Albenga said that he just found himself kept doing what? Speeches and speeches and speeches and the talks. Yes, that is now passion, all right? And when passion finds purpose, what happens? The question leads to success, all right? So to be successful, it's not about being paid the most money. It's about finding your passion and aligning it with your purpose. And that automatically is success. Some of us, I like giving examples. I'm the storyteller. They call me the nanny guru because what I do is I mentor and empower women and youth. After exiting the corporate world, I went into entrepreneurship. What I focused on is to support women and youth to be able to get into the field of entrepreneurship. I realized many people are scared to exit the corporate world. Many people are scared. They don't know where to start, and they don't know the know-how, all right? So that is what our community-based organization we focus on, and we instill in you the right skills, because anybody can learn any skill. Do you know that? Do you know that? What we do, we identify what you're good at, and we see how we can transform it back to become a sustainable business opportunity. You've understood what it means to be sustainable today, right? And you've just been told. So, who knows what is your purpose? Once you align with the master, automatically, you will get to have a very intimate relationship with him, and he will start disclosing one by one what his plan or manifesto for you is in this world. He sent you here for a reason. You're unique and wonderfully made. All of you, you can see hamfanani, sindio? You're all beautiful and pretty and handsome in your own special way. So the master is the key number one, alignment with your master to know exactly, have a good intimate relationship with him. The next thing, he reveals to you what we call your mission. And this mission is what we call your purpose. Once you find it, you'll be untouchable. Once you find it, you'll be untouchable. Now, then the last thing, what you need to focus on is when now he, the master, presents the mate. But in normal circumstances, what do we start with when we finish campus? What do we start with when we finish campus? There was already somebody you're eyeing. Sindio, there is that kachika you're chasing after, and there's that guy who you're admiring, and your body is just calling for, you want a mate. You want a mate. You need to wait for that mate to be presented to you. Otherwise, what happens? Again, we choose wrong. All right? We end up choosing wrong. And you start having serious problems ahead that are called marital issues. All right? So our focus when you finish campus should be what? Aligning our relationship with the master so that he presents to us our mission, and then we get to be presented for our mates. Now, to be able to have a balanced life, you cannot do it without our master. Life has to have balance. And looking at that picture there, or diagram, it shows clearly what you need to focus on as you leave campus.
life after campus, you have to be very disciplined, all right? There is the element of your spirit, your mind, your body. There is family, there is money, there is work, and there is fun. All those 7 things must be balanced in your life so that you can remain whole and complete. Again, when you find a weighing scale, when you have using a weighing scale, when you're going to buy sugar, what happens? If it's slanting on one side, it's not balanced, isn't it? Now that means if you overwork and do so much of fun, what will happen? Spending 80% of your everyday life on fun, tukipiga sherehe, what happens? The other things are going to be neglected, isn't it? Now, I would like us to understand why it is important to do on a daily basis what is on the left side of this weighing scale. To remain balanced, our spirit, our mind, and body cannot be negotiated at the expense of the other things. Family, money, work, and fun. Those are called non-negotiables, okay? Non-negotiables because you cannot compromise at I have no time to connect to the spirit, I'm busy working. You know, that is the excuse we're always saying. I'm busy working. I'm working. Yes, it is good to work, and we're told we need to work because a man who doesn't work does not do what? We should not eat, right? But at the end of the day, that work also has to be balanced, all right? There is time for work, and there is time for other things. In our day-to-day life, to be your discernment to heighten and to get to that level where you're not making decisions from your flesh, whereby you're just thinking, sijisikia kufanya, najisikia kufanya hivi leo. No. Life after campus requires that you start listening to what we call the spirits. And the more you connect to your master, the more you learn how to hear the Holy Spirit, and you stop making decisions out of your free will. You understand? So you find many people after campus are fighting for career growth. They are fighting to get more money. They are fighting to get the Pajero. They are fighting to get that Mercedes. Hello? That is true or not true? Career success is identified by the car you're driving, right? In fact, after 2 years, when you meet, what's the name? Jamlek. Now, he's still working or using Uber, you're like, excuse me? You may even start showing Jamlek airs, right? But when you find him driving, you now want to associate with him. That is what the society has made us to look at. The world is making us to rank people based on that, which is not bad. But do you know his plan? Do you know what his agenda is in this world? No. Everyone has a plan. And that plan, if you follow the right way, the right plan that you have been, the one that you were sent to do your mission in this world, may require sometimes you take what is called delayed gratification. You know what is delayed gratification? Whereby you listen to the spirit. When it tells you, today, I need you to go and do A, B, C, D. All right? He's the one who maps out your way. It happens. What do? You avoid making a lot of mistakes early in your age, in your life. And you will also be able to hear and know when is the right time to exit. I know some of you will want to ask me, when you're saying we need to know to exit the corporate world early. Yes, I mean it. But you will tell yourself when. Can you say it's 5 years, I'll exit? You can't with certainty, right? If anything, it's also a scary decision, right? But when you're spirit-led, what happens? You will clearly hear when he says, it is time to move. Okay? It is time to move, and it will not be wrong. It will not be the wrong time. So we struggle a lot when we finish campus, wanting material things, and chasing what we call money, while at the end of the day, what really matters is to do what we have been sent into this world to do. It may be that accounting that you have been sent to do, but you need to remember that accounting is just a skill you've gotten right now, right? And this accounting can be applied in so many ways, and if it's not going to be impact society and support other people to grow, then you're failing. You understand? God brought you into this world. Your master sent you here so that you can be what? A solution to this world. Not to sit at the periphery. You've been challenged today by KRA. What have they asked you? They've told you, come up with a solution. They're waiting for a solution on how they're going to get what matter? To collect revenue from the matatu. Did you hear that's a business opportunity? Ama, you did not pick it? They already told you they are struggling. They're trying to find a solution on how they're going to tap that and find how they're going to collect revenue from Mama Mboga. And they tried buy goods. It has not been successful. You are there. You are the IT expert. What can you add on top of what you've done as a CPA? Maybe bring IT so that you can start thinking digitally, and bring to them a solution. Then go and patent it and start sharing revenue with KRA because you've come up with a solution on how they'll tap into the matatu community. So, connecting to your spirit each and every day, growing your mind. Growing your mind every day is another thing. We will graduate and we'll throw our kofias and everything and we'll say, I am never touching books again. See, that is everyone's story. When you finished Form 4, you did the same. Now you came to campus again. You can't wait to throw and say, I will not go back again. However, learning does not stop. Learning does not end. I'm a firm believer in lifelong learning, and our minds have to keep growing. We've been challenged today also, and we've been told that do not underestimate the power of your colleague there, because we need to work and exist as a community, right? There's something you know that I don't know, Jamlek. And when I sit with you for a conversation, 30 minutes, I'll learn one or two things. If I'm willing to listen and listen and listen, right? But when I choose not to listen to you, will I be able to get and tap into the wealth that is in your mind? No. Everybody has something to share. Everybody has some learning to do, and you should not stop learning. Are we together? An idle mind is a devil's. So even when at your free time, please stop zooming at TikTok and put your own business there. When you're on TikTok, you should be doing what? Marketing not looking at what people are doing. That is my challenge to you. Start thinking, what even me can I do? So that I don't have this idle time of scrolling through my phone at night instead of sleeping. It is good for you to have a mission that is big enough to the point when you get home, you're so tired, you have no time for zooming on this thing called social media. All right? It is good and it is bad. It's a powerful tool because today with the digital era, we are able to learn with these smartphones. And today is not that era of saying that I don't know. We know because everything is on AI. Sindio? We can get these answers from this. Now, as you continue to grow your mind in different spheres, we've been told that, Babu, we know today, Honorable told us in the morning that as a leader, he does not choose who he will serve. True. Doctors will come crying to him. Youth will come and cry to him. The women will come and cry to him. That calls for a servant leader who is humble, right? And always ready with a teachable spirit, a heart that is ready to serve and ready to learn from people. And that is how you grow your mind. And once you grow your mind, automatically, it is not an issue of that you're going to gamble ambanini. You know you've already kept somebody called the devil away because you're busy. True or false? Either you're reading a book or you're doing what? He has no time to erode your mind with other things. Now, then we have what we call, we've talked about the spirit, we've talked about our mind, and we have our bodies. Our bodies are the temple of God. True? We've been made beautiful, handsome in his image. And for that reason, our bodies have to glorify him in everything we do. You have to always stop and ask yourself, am I doing what is glorifying God with my actions, or am I not doing what is glorifying God? All right? To have balance in your life, hizi vitu zote lazima tufanye. And it's a daily thing you have to keep doing. For the spirit, I always say, if you're not connecting to the word, kuna mtu akona reason kwa nini hajanunuliwa Biblia? Si tuko na smartphones. Si we download, Yes. And every day we have many apps that are also sending us a small, nice word in with the, we need to join those apps. Sindio? Let's not take them for granted, because if you're not going to connect with the word of God every day, utakuwa unapatikana wakati wote uko mteja. We have to plug in. The same way you charge your phone every day in the evening or in the morning, so that tomorrow you're upbeat the same way. So those three things, the spirit, the body, and the mind, have to be part. Unaweza toka kwa nyumba kama hujaoga? Can you? You can't. Huh? Or you can. See, neighbors next to you will start saying, hey, huyu na yeye ni viatu ama ni nini? You've seen people who move away from you when you go into public places if you've not showered. Sindio? Now, that is why we need also to take care of our body every day. Sindio? Our body is a temple of God, and we need to glorify God with all that we do. Then we have the other side of things that still are important to us. However, are they things that we must do every day? Are you going to have fun every day? Are we going to have fun every day? Do we work every day? Sometimes we sleep on weekends, Indio. Sometimes some people work in shifts, and there are times they're not working, right? So, yes, we need the work. Our work is supposed to be a place of worship for us to serve and provide real solutions to this world with our skills that we have learned. Because I believe that anyone who's very skilled in their work, they will stand before kings, all right? They will serve before kings. Do you believe you can serve before kings? Do you believe? Yes, because when you make yourself highly skilled at work, automatically you will start getting poached from this position to the other, and you'll find yourself getting promotions very fast. So continue to take your work seriously, and even as much as you have a bad boss, wherever you're going to go out here, please remember, it is not him you're serving. Who are you serving in that job? Who are you serving? Who are you serving in that job? Your master, okay? Because even that boss of yours is representing who? The image of God, true? So, as much as he's bad, you need to go and complain to your master. Who you sasa anafanya ni? You take your boss to him in prayer. But there are people who come to the office work environment, they will not make it, they will not get those promotions if they have those bad attitude, and they are very vengeful and fighty. When you get into a new organization, please go with humility. Go with humility. Under what? Teachable spirit. You don't know a lot in that organization, and I will not lie to you. Your desk mate ndo atakuchimba. Kwa nini? There's a lot he already knows about that department, and you're supposed to learn from him or her. But when you go in with their attitude up high, thinking you know it all, what will happen? I will easily lock. Sindio? I will lock myself, and I will say, okay, let me see how far she will go. The corporate world is not also friendly. So you know, there it's work, and most people don't get genuine friendship. That's why when people retire, they say they are very lonely. So you find you've gone into the corporate world, and you go without humility, you find yourself, even going up the ladder will be very difficult. So manage that relationship when you get in. Be humble. Be humble. Whoever who is your boss, as much as he's dumb, he's not as smart as you, take a chill pill and do what? Be humble. Okay? Ask God for wisdom on how you're going to be addressing that person who is called your boss. Because your review for promotion, KPI, who's going to sign it? You think it will go to the next boss? It is your immediate boss who will write it first, and put the recommendation. That is why we need to be humble and know that our place of work, it does not matter who we are working with, our colleagues, let us know it's our place of service, it's our place of worship, and we need to glorify God with our skill set so that we can serve before kings. Now, as I talk about family, people come from different families. And some of you have come from far and beyond, not Nairobi, right, to come to MMU or to come to a university in Nairobi. And your parents have done a lot to sacrifice so that you can be able to get this degree. Please remember them, all right? Please remember them. When you get that job, remember there are those other siblings. Huh? If your mother needs help, if your parents need help, do not grow alone. Please support your community. Support your community. And community starts from where first? Your nuclear family, am I the extended? Your nuclear family. Sindio? Some of you have younger siblings and your parents need support. Please remember them. I want to tell you something about people who forget their siblings, and you find your sibling will still be your problem, whether you like it or not. It is good to empower them so that they get to the level where you are, if you can. All right? Do what you can, and God will be able to support you in that mission. So that all of you are going to be called graduates in that home. All right? So that all of you are going to come home back driving that Pajero. So that if there is a problem in that community, that family, it is not, the problem is not being looked at Jamlek. Sorry, Jamlek. No, everyone is not just looking at Jamlek. They are looking at, we are four, let's split the bill. Let's split the bill. See, life becomes easier that way. Yes, but if you ignore them and you don't grow them, you don't empower them, what happens? You become like a king, you're being worshipped. Huh? Eventually, what happens? You get tired. True or false? And you start resenting your own family members. That is the devil's way of doing life, okay? We need to live in a loving way, and love is the only debt you have for everybody. It's the only thing actually I owe you, Jamlek. It is only love, all right? So you need to show that love first where? From where you are at home. Make sure you go back to your family and support them where you can, all right? And when it comes to our money, we go to work because of money. Can money buy everything? Money cannot buy everything. We've made these monies, we've made millions, and we've walked out of alignment with the master's plan. And I will not lie to you. It is a long, long, tiring journey. The sooner you align, the better. You will get this money, you'll chase that money, he'll even give you those millions, but if you're not ready for them, what will happen? Those millions and billions will kill you. Many people today have gotten this power, but they don't know how to handle this money. It is not serving the purpose it was presented to them. Be careful. Be careful when it comes. It is time to know, why have I been given this money? If this money is not going to serve the purpose it was brought, in a short while, what happens? The same master will take it away. Because you're not a faithful servant. All right? So, we believe and live in a world that is spiritual. Business is spiritual. Work life is spiritual. Our family day-to-day is spiritual. Please don't be cheated by anybody to walk out of alignment with the kingdom. The master relationship has to be guarded so much so that we can be able to have balance in all that we do. Kwa Kiswahili, I always say ni kukue na kipi na kipimo. While when we have fun, ukienda uanze kukua too much fun every day, will you report to work tomorrow drunk? Na hangover. What will happen? When you overdo fun, what will happen? What will happen tomorrow? You start being chased with warning letters, huh? Sindio? Show no cause, huh? Every day that is the discussion you're having with your boss. Then you start hating your boss. While, hello, who is on the wrong? Who is on the wrong? It is you. So life has, lazima ikuwe na kipi, lazima ikuwe na kipimo. Everything in moderation. These other things on the right side, you have to play balance completely. But the others on the left, you must apply them on your day-to-day. Are we together? And the more you practice, and the more, basically, should I say you practice, the more you read the Bible, the Word of God, the more it speaks to you, the more your discernment goes up to another level. I always say, many people are doctors. You will get that PhD because you are really chasing career, right? But in the kingdom, do you have a PhD or a kindergarten? What level are you? What level are you when it comes to the kingdom? Have you also graduated with a doctorate? Have you? So for you to get your inheritance, to get your will written down, your billions, because you're already a billionaire, that will, even if your earthly father will not leave it to you, if you manage to live and guard your relationship, if you continue to live a balanced life day to day with the fear of God, I want to just tell you, success is inevitable for you. You will definitely be successful. You will definitely become a billionaire. But there is a process. Please follow the process. Align yourself with the master. He will reveal so that you stop wasting time like the Israelites, trying to do patapotea methods. I call it patapotea methods. What did the Israelites do for 41 years? For a journey of 11 days? What did they do? They were going around the same spot, true or false? And what happened? 41 years ended. Imagine 41 years of your life. Some are dead. Some people died. Even you can die at 41. Some people may not make it to 41. Do you know that? Especially depending on how you'll exit campus and step into the world. Ukiingia na hizo attitude, ujuaji, what happens? Alcohol can also just take you, right? True or false? Drugs can take you down, right? That's how we shorten our lives. Please seek to have discernment, grow your discernment and heighten it. But the only way you can do that is you connect and plug in with the Spirit on your day-to-day word so that you stop controlling life. Let him control you. Let him control you. So if there's anything you've not gotten out of today, I want you to just practice 3 things in your daily life, and you'll see your life starting to evolve and getting clarity. Because sometimes you'll ask me questions. Do you know I don't have the manuscript of your life? I'm a mentor, yes, but I can only guide you. Please wake up every day and read the word. Please pray, and I will tell you. What do? Take care of your body. Eat a balanced meal, all right? Exercise. Sindio, I will tell you all those things. And you can choose to go and drink your whole body completely and not eat properly, or you can choose to take care of yourself. Sindio? So it is upon you to start making the right steps in terms of the right directions. Reason I'm saying this is because we've seen so many doctors who've died poor. We've seen many, many learned people who've died poor. Do you think what went wrong with these people? They lacked balance in their lives, okay? You will see very many directors who have handled very big positions in organizations, but when they retire, there's nothing to show. Please align yourself with the kingdom so that you don't get it wrong. Having control over your life is impossible. Let God control you. All right? And there you have your billions as an inheritance. And your will is written. It's up to you to go and grab it. Thank you very much. And you're all welcome to Badalu Workers Agency. Badalu is a women and youth empowerment program where we started during COVID to mentor and empower domestic workers. And during that time of COVID, I started that as a support to my nanny. You know who are nannies? Domestic worker. In your home, your helper. The one who has to sort you out on everything, yes. So I thought I was helping her. But through that, that is where the Lord spoke to me, and I found my purpose. After doing what? Working in the corporate world, doing entrepreneurship, exiting the corporate world, and starting an audit firm where I'm still consulting and supporting SMEs. But guess what? That is not where my calling was, all right? So for you to get that clarity, you have to turn your face back to the master for him to give you that. For me, it took me 41 years, just like the Israelites, to discover my mission. How long will it take you? How long will it take you? Because that is when I started now mentoring and empowering women and youth. Today I'm 45. This is my 5th year, and I'm happy where it has grown, because today we are able also to take up the skilled workers, and we have opportunities for partnerships abroad where we are able to migrate women and youth to be able to go and work and get decent job environments abroad and get better pays. So when are you going to realize your mission? You have the skills as an accountant. To me, it helped me to set up my businesses. Are you seeing that? You have the skill as an accountant. I say accountants are the most important people in this world. Ask me why. They can interpret numbers. Do you know other people look at numbers and they mean nothing? Eh? You'll be in boardrooms with people who have not done accounting. You will be laughing because that number means something to you. Okay? To them, those numbers will not be meaning anything. So you're very privileged. Anywhere you go, whichever industry, wherever you go, you're versatile. You can fit in anywhere. So please, use that skill to impact lives. Use that skill to do what? To give God glory. All right? Stay blessed. Nawapenda sana. Na mmekaribishwa Badalu.
So allow me to welcome Frederick Odhiambo, who is the Senior Executive Member of the Accounting and Finance Club, to award our speaker, Ms. Cleofa Mariah, today. A round of applause, please. Thank you so much for that. And now we have come to the closure of this event, but we have our co-patron in the building. I would like to welcome him at the front to come and share his knowledge with us a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mr. Victor Mwania.
Good afternoon. I just came to say hi to all of you. I am happy to see us strong and committed. I am reliably informed that Chuka University came with a faculty representative. Probably I can give them 30 seconds. They say hi. Where is the university faculty representative for Chuka University? Kindly come forward and just say hi.
A round of applause as he comes forward.
Okay, thank you so much. Riding on the already established protocols. Good afternoon. Salam alaikum. Saseni comrades. Yeah, that's the language they understand. Anyway, kwa majina ni Odero David. I'm a third year taking BCom. I'm a faculty representative, business studies in Chuka University. I was also the former president of the Accounting Student Association of the Chuka University. Makofi. Now, I'm glad to the management of the Multimedia University. Thanks so much for the invitation. We honored it. We could not decline it because we have been with you into a lot of events. So next time, tukiwakaribisha huko Chuka, pia mtembee. Juzi ndio we just launched our new nganya, uliona? So you can also take a benchmarking there. Thank you so much. There's a club president here. He can just say hi, or there's a session for them. Okay, my president for the accounting, just say hi. Hi. Thank you so much. May God bless you.
Thank you. I think I donated majority of my time to him, and because I know you are tired, I will not make any remarks. But I am very happy for this event. To everybody, the chairpersons, the executive, the visiting universities, and everybody that brought it together. It is indeed a great honor. I'm very happy and proud of you. I'm sorry I did not come on time. I had another meeting that was happening at the Kenya School of Law, and it took quite long. But I am happy, and we are together, and I support. We will come to Chuka. Is there another university that came? If there is, we will also go. I don't know whether the Nganya is the one I've seen outside there, but let me, because what I've seen outside, there is a very good Nganya here called Ongatarongai Bus Services. So we will come to Chukasa. Thank you so much. So I'm glad, I am happy. I just came to say hi and say that we are together. Let's soldier on and make even better events going into the future. Thank you, MC.
You're welcome. And now as we wait to welcome our closing remarks from Gloria Akeni, I would like to recognize our streamers who are here and our photographer. ETECH STUDIOZ is live. Remember, if you want to review whatever has been happening, you can go and find him on YouTube. He has been live streaming. We also have Zomolo Photography. He has been here taking photos. So if you need your photos, you can go to Zomolo Media. He is dressed in green and a touch of black.
Okay, good afternoon. It will be bad if we will not be able to recognize the other club who joined us for our summit today. So if you are a club leader in any club within the school, also the Chuka University president, you can come and say I also, the current one. Mpige makofi akikuja. Any other club leader? Yeah. Mwapige makofi bado.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon once more. Okay, my name is Eric Odhiambo from Migori, currently studying at Chuka University. Yeah, taking accounting option. And I came with my team. Can you just simply stand up and wave? Students from Chuka University. Yeah, we really appreciate for the invitation, and we hope you will join us to the next event, of which we are planning soon next semester. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dominic Amosi. I'm a finalist pursuing Bachelor of Economics in this school. I happen to be the chairperson of Economics Student, that's Muesa. Yes, we had an event like 2 weeks ago. I think watu wa Chuka walikuwa hapa from Economics Club. And I also have my team. I have my able SG here. He will introduce himself. I have my deputy there, Samuel. Then Jacqueline, you can stand and wave. Samuel and Jacqueline, that's my team, and I believe some other members are here. Yeah, thank you.
Hello and good afternoon. I'm Adede Job Kennedy. I'm a finalist student pursuing Bachelor of Science in Natural Science. I'm also privileged to serve as the SecGen for the Economics Club and also the president of the Actuarial Club. I want to say I'm delighted and I've gained much from the AFC Summit. May our good Lord bless each and every one of you. Thank you once more and God bless you.
All distinguished guests and protocol observed, good afternoon. My name is Ivan Smakori. I'm a member of FC Club. I'm here to represent the Red Cross Club. Clap for me, please. Thank you so much for clapping for me, and I wish you a very fantastic day ahead. May God bless you so much. Thank you so much.
A round of applause for him again. And a round of applause for us for participating. And a round of applause for our guests who are here. And a final round of applause to Gloria Akenye.
Hello, everyone. Someone to just say, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a good session. I've learned a lot personally. I'm Gloria Kini, a BCom student, and I'm so honored to give out the vote of thanks on behalf of the Accounting and Finance Club. First of all, let me appreciate God for this wonderful day. I've noticed almost all the speakers, they were talking about God, and that is good. Let us also know God. Yeah. Okay, I would also like to, appreciate all of you for making it here. The session couldn't have been managed without you people. Thank you. Also, just a bit tensed, but yeah. Thank you all, and hope you've learned something because you came expectant. Hope you are not going the same way you came, right? Thank you for that.
So it is with utmost due diligence that I call off the summit. We have come to the closure. It has been quite an interactive session. We have learned a lot. If you haven't networked, it's on you because you had the opportunity to do so. So you will be directed further for refreshments, but you are expected to remain behind. Someone will come to direct you further. So there is, the Secretary General is actually taking students from Chuka University somewhere. So you will go and find out later where he will lead you. And for the rest of us, we can wait here. And as for our executives or chief guests here, I guess the ushers will come and show you to where you're going to partake your lunch. So thank you for being such a cooperative group of people. I really look forward to another engaging and interactive session. I have been your host, Gadesha Miranda, and you have to give me a round of applause for that, kindly. Thank you. Have a lovely evening.
Let's bow our heads and pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty ever living Lord, we are thankful for the session and the summit that we've just had today. We are grateful for the Accounting and Finance Club, for the organization and the management of the summit. We're also grateful for our patrons, for our members, and for the executive team at large. And to our guests who honored our invitation, Almighty Lord, we continue thanking you for everything. We pray for journey mercies for the Choka comrades as they shall be heading back to their schools, and we welcome ourselves for the serving of lunch, which we do pray, believing and trusting. Amen. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Amen. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
In a world where the future of economy is constantly evolving, one question remains. Are you ready?
Beyond lectures, beyond exams, lies the real challenge, building the skills that truly matters.
The Accounting and Finance Club of Multimedia University of Kenya proudly presents Annual Summit 2026 with a theme, Beyond the Degree, Building a Toolkit for Future Economy.
Join top industrial leaders, policymakers, and professionals as they share insights on finance, innovation, leadership, and career growth.
Join us on 9th April at from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Multimedia University Conference Hall.
And this is one of the ways of investing in yourself through acquiring relevant knowledge and skills, which is acquired to evaluate in the corporate world, and this aids in adding new skills to the synergy of the already accumulated ideas you have.
Remember to keep time. The event starts at exactly 8 a.m. And ensure you also register for the event. And to register, contact 07 1440 3202 or 07 45 688 956. See you then. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Direct ignition into value. See you there.